You didn't kick me. You didn't kick me.
Now you good, bro. I kick Lul.
Oh, oh, all right, bet, bet, bet.
Yep. And we're live, guys. Happy New Year 2026. The United States of Chelsea. We welcome you to a new year. Um, Bad start to the year for the club. Obviously, the horrific news with Enzo Maresca being sacked doesn't sit well with a lot of fans. I know it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with the guys on the crew, Lowell and Atash. So, Tosh, I know your camera's off and you'll be on in a couple of minutes, but man, tell me, how'd you take the news?
I mean, I think if if anybody tuned into the CB stream, this was expected. But I do think the ownership forced Maresca's hand on this one. So I think this is a more of a mutual uh parting of ways, even though deep down I think Maresca walked away. I just think
Hmm.
hold on 1 second. I just think Clear Lake and Blue Co are covering it up and saying parted ways. But we know the truth. Maresca was brought in to be essentially, the guy that can't say no to anything that these owners brought him in because they gave him his biggest job, the biggest opportunity, with the best talent he's ever had in his whole entire life. And I think they expected Maresca to just keep listening to them and just taking orders. And finally, Maresca put his foot down. He did it. I don't think he did it in the best way as a professional. Like you don't talk shit about your owners
Yeah.
on in a press conference right after you lost, or you've been having bad even it was after a win, but you've been having a string of bad results. So yeah, I mean, it's nasty, man. That's overall, it's pretty nasty. But what are your thoughts like? What are your theories?
Uh, Bro, I mean, you know my take from day one. And first and foremost, shout out to CFC Mo. Just joined the stream. Shout out to you, bro. Happy New Year. But my take on this has been the same from day one. I've always said it doesn't matter what manager we get, we're going to have the same problems because we still have the same ownership. It's the same. It's the same person, same people running the club, and regardless of who you bring, you can't change. You can't change what's at the surface if you don't change the problem at the top. Um, and and that's more the same reason why when Poch got sacked, I didn't really. I didn't really care too much because I said, okay, Poch got sacked. Um, and whoever we bring in next is just going to do the same thing. They're dealing with the same problems. They got the same players. They're going to deal with the same recruitment. So it's just honestly, bro, it's a circus, and we're in it. And right now, I really don't know where we go from here because I'm looking at this, and it's taking me back to when we sacked. I'm not comparing Tuchel to Maresca, but it's taking me back to that time because we haven't sacked a coach mid-season since the Tuchel's sacking. So you know how that season ended. It was, man, we haven't seen something
Hey,
like that in a minute.
we sacked Potter
We,
prematurely as well.
yeah, we went from Tuchel then mid-season to sacking Potter mid-season to Lampard. So I don't think we're going to do that again. I think we're going to have like an interim coach, or even if we bring this guy Liam Rosenor to the club. But I just feel like it's going to be just a downward, spiral right now. I think we're going to bring someone in who can't, coach these players, to the way like Maresca was coaching, and yeah, it's just not looking good from here. So whatever hopes we had at the beginning of the season of getting into the Champions League once again, finishing in the top four, I think those dreams are officially over. Even getting into Europa, I feel like that's a long shot. Conference League looks like, actually Europa is over. Conference League looks like a long shot. We're going to be fighting for like the 10th spot to see if we can finish in the top half. And when the season comes to an end, my take is we're the same way that Potter season ended. That's how this season's going to end too. I think there's going to be a lot of outgoings. Maresca was a popular guy in the dressing room. Don't be surprised if some of these are well-established players, our key players, our world class. As we say, our world class players decide to leave. So I will not be surprised if they decide to leave. This coming summer because hey, you know, it's a shit show. But CFC Mo, my guy, I know you've been dreaming about this moment for days. Talk to us, bro.
Liam is coming. He's in. Enjoy, enjoy,
Come on, man. Let's be real here.
enjoy.
No, but what's your honest take though? Like, I
This is
know,
great.
troll aside, Liam's coming in.
This is not trolling. This is
Yeah.
great. I need this fan base to suffer even
Okay.
more. Like I said,
Yeah.
ever since I've been coming on this podcast, I've been saying this. I need this fan base to suffer, and this is
But
great that this is happening
but why, bro? Like, why do you want the fan base to suffer? Like,
because
just
they're deluded.
for
They're not
those who haven't
focusing
heard you
on the
speak
main
before.
issues.
Yeah, for those who haven't heard you speak before, let us know like your reasons why.
They are player FC. They are inconsistent with their outrages. They focus on the manager. They're angry now in December. They should have been angry in July when these signings were coming across. Even they should have been angry last summer. We were bringing in Jorgensen, Tosin, Sancho, Felix, Neto, all these horrible players. I was angry then. I was angry this summer as well. We brought in Delap, failure. Gittins, failure. Garnacho, failure. João Pedro, failure. He's also a failure as well. Couldn't make it at Brighton.
Mm.
Dortmund gave up Gittins. They didn't even include him in the Club World Cup. We didn't even get a sniff at Garassi or Adeyemi, better players. That's why I'm happy. And people were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna challenge Club World Cup, blah blah blah." I want you to continue to suffer. People wanted Maresca out. Maresca's gone now. Now you're gonna get this
Yeah.
bought from Strasbourg, Liam Rosenier. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
And
I'm
the
grateful
cycle
this is
continues.
happening.
Yeah, so sorry to cut you off, bro. I was just gonna say the
Wait,
cycle.
wait. I have a question. Mo, were you Maresca out?
Huh?
Were you Maresca out?
No, I'm players out. I'm these players out.
But so you were you would have been cool if Maresca wasn't sacked.
No, I don't. I think he's a horrible manager, but that is not the main issue. The main issue is these players that we bought in, the directors that are buying them, and the owners that are controlling this entire
You don't
project.
think that this is a cop out, basically, from the board to sack the only guy, from my perspective, that's actually delivered anything? Because the board hasn't delivered.
What did they deliver? What did he deliver?
He delivered 2 trophies.
What are the 2 trophies?
I mean, come on, let's not play dumb. Let's not
No,
be.
what are the 2 trophies? I
Continuing.
want to hear you say
They
it.
won
Go ahead,
2
tell me.
trophies
Tell me what
last
the
year.
2 trophies are.
I mean,
Europa Conference League, embarrassing to even be in there. The owner should have rejected it and said, and like Juve, Juve rejected going in Europa.
But they rejected it due to like financial reasons.
Yeah, because they didn't have no bread. But my whole point is, you're
Who
saying
who told you guys that?
you're saying
What PR machine told you that Juve rejected because of?
Chelsea fans to suffer. You're saying that this is what they deserve. But my whole point is, it doesn't help us because the niggas who are making all these bad decisions are still in charge.
Yeah,
And they're still
and guess what? You guys were all giddy and happy that we won this little preseason trophy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the next man that they hire is probably gonna be shit too. So it's like, are we in a better place right now? I don't think so.
I'm happy that this is happening. My thing is, Chelsea fans, they don't focus. They get easily distracted. We got lucky to even finish top 4, right? We could have been 8th. We could have been 7th, right? And then we win this Europa Conference League. We shouldn't even be in that position. And then we win this Club World Cup, which is like a preseason trophy. And the distraction, we got distracted. You didn't see them getting Gittins, Delap, João Pedro in the summer. You guys weren't focusing on that. That's where my
niggas were
anger
happy
is.
about drop at Liam Delap. I hear you. Niggas was happy about JP.
Yeah, to be happy about João Pedro. I watched João Pedro. This guy will have 2 game weeks that are good, and then for 10 weeks he disappears.
Yeah, but listen, I think me and you agree. But I think what we're disagreeing on is the fact that us sacking Maresca right now is us taking 10 steps back.
100%.
Now we're gonna have to rebuild again with a new manager, with a new identity. These people are gonna keep bringing in shit talent. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't see where the win is here.
But Lula, I think that's where CFC Mo wants to go. He feels like if we sack the manager, we go down this downward spiral. You know, the results and the performances that are shit are going to force the owners to make a change to their model. So I can see like where Mo's coming from that standpoint. As a fan, right? I don't want to see Chelsea suffer. I don't want to see us, go down the table just so we can make a change. You would hope they would change just from, wanting to because as you know, success brings results. Success brings, financial results. So that's what I would love to see. But if it has to be this way, right, then it seems like the only option. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
Yeah, I don't want these guys having any access to money and buying players. I want managers to reject this club. I want good players to not come to this club until this entire project, until all these directors are out, Iqbali is out. That's what I want. Even if I have to suffer for 3 or 4 years, I'm down to do that.
You're literally saying burn down the whole fucking world.
Yes, you have to burn. They have to burn down.
We might have to, because
this
at
is a disease.
Bro, we
You
just
have to
burned
burn it
everything
out.
down. We just burned everything down. We just fired the entire back. When they took the club from Roman, they fired everybody from the kit man to the doctor.
Yes, and you need to fire those people that did that.
We
You need
burned
to fire.
it
You need to
all
fire
down.
Iqbali.
Now look at us.
Iqbali is the issue. 100%. Iqbali.
Now Iqbali's the issue. Yesterday,
100% he
Maresca was
is.
the issue. Tomorrow,
Iqbali, Stewart, Paul Wood Stanley.
we need to have an issue. Like, it's always somebody else's the issue, bro. You know what I mean? And I feel like we're scapegoating Maresca right now.
Sure, no,
Do you see how hold on. Do you see how easy it was to get rid of Maresca? You saw it, bam, we got rid of him. What is the major issues?
No,
There's still huge issues to get rid of. We got to get rid of these players, right? They're not good enough. Okay, at least 90% are good enough, right? And then we have to get rid of the directors and Iqbali. Yeah, and Clearlake, that's the issue.
But Mo, I don't think Mo wants to get rid of the players. I mean,
who got rid of Maresca?
Iqbali.
And the board.
The board, yeah.
Yeah, who the fuck? So these guys are fucking tyrants. Who's gonna fire them? Nobody's gonna. Iqbali's not gonna be like, yo, guess what? Hey guys, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm out of here. That's never gonna happen. Who the fuck is gonna fire the board? These guys have unchecked power. I think that's the problem.
But bro, imagine a scenario where we start dropping down the table, because every position in the table gets you more money, and obviously getting into Europe gets even more money. So if we drop down the table, right, and our core players leave, the players who bring attraction financially, like Cole Palmer and Enzo and Caicedo, from a marketing perspective, if we lose those guys in the summer because they went out and they start talking shit about the club, and foreign players, start opening up and start talking shit about the club, it's not a good look on Clearlake. And I'm not going to single out Blueco because, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, Blueco is Todd Bowley, Clearlake is Iqbali and co. But anyway, like that would force them to make a change, right? Because money's not coming in the way they thought it would have. So nuking the club, hey, is it smart? No, but it could bring some changes. That's all I'm saying. So I agree with CFC Mo there.
I missed some things, so I might repeat some things that Mo said. And I said this on the CB stream. We're gonna sack a manager mid season, and all these niggas were like, "Hell yeah, fuck it, we're gonna sack the man. We're gonna take him out. We don't care." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." The results of that is most likely we're not playing in Europe next year, and I think other people agree with me. I think Mizi agreed with me on that one too. So I don't expect anything out of this season now. These American owners are treating us like we're the Washington Wizards. Tank until we get the best player ever. No, this is not how life works in the Premier League. This is not how international football works. And there was another American brother, JM. He was on the CB stream as well, and he agreed with me. He was like, as soon as we found out that the Americans were buying Chelsea, we knew what type of business model was going to be in place, and it wasn't going to be about necessarily. It's going to be about winning, but it's going to be about winning with very high margins, and that has nothing to do with the football. It has to do with the profit margins. And the team now has officially said we are no longer a team; we are a business. To the fans, this is basically a shot to the fans. And if the fans are not smart enough to pick up on that, then it is cooked. And Maresca did play bad, did play poor.
He made
he was 1 for 7. He was 1 for 7 in his last 7. He won 1. So he made a lot of mistakes. I made myself clear, especially like privately with like guys like Meezy and Mo and Lou. But I've told them, I've seen lineups and I was predicting losses to like Leeds and shit. And we're watching games against Bournemouth where we either don't score and we draw, or we do score and we concede 2 goals. Like,
and what happened on your birthday?
And then I lost on my birthday, man. And that was the one. And we do webcams. We do webcams pretty regularly, especially when we pull up to the spot. I couldn't even do a webcam, bro. I went home. I ate dinner by myself in a restaurant. I was the only nigga in that spot, bro. The family was nice enough to give me some desserts, some cakes, some just nice condiments as well going along with it, nigga. I couldn't even eat it. I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning in a sweat. What am I supposed to do now as a Chelsea fan? Should I just give up? Should I just give up on the project? Because there's no project.
There's no project, bro.
There is no project now.
Forget the project. We know there's the term project is being disguised. You know, we're using that term to disguise what's really going on. And what's really going on is, hey, look, this project is to sign players who have played 6, 7, 10 league games in their whole career, right? And see the potential that they can become, right? Based on whatever data metrics they're using, and say, okay, we're going to give this guy a chance, and we hope that we can flip this guy for 20, 30, 50 million, right? We're still yet to do something like that. I guess, Noni Madueke, we flipped for 30, but
we stat padded. We're stat pat FC. We bring in a young nigga. We stat pat. He gets a hat trick against Wolves on the first day, and then all of a sudden his value increased by 20 million. Oh, we got the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh man,
the man,
my East African brother. Happy New Year to you, Yasir.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, man. Hope you guys are good, man.
We're good, bro. It's a crazy start to the new year. You know what's crazy? I have my X notifications off, right? But I turned it on. I turned notifications on, and I turned the post notifications on for Fabrizio. So I said, before I go to sleep, right, I want to make sure that I'm not missing what's happening, right? Because I felt like Maresca was going to get sacked right before like I went to sleep.
Oh, I knew he was going to get sacked.
Yeah, we all knew it, but I said I just don't want to miss that news.
It's mad.
So I woke up to it, and I was like, yes.
But I think for me, I was on Hussam's channel last night, and obviously now what is it like? I don't know what the time difference is between us and you, like, but I think, well, it was just like a couple of hours before midnight. So whatever, like New Year's Eve, we're there. From the whole day, I was starting to hear things. Because remember, I think it was the Sudan game. Some guy was telling me, listen, there's something about Maresca being sacked. I thought, well, maybe they can potentially still sort it out. But then when you start looking forward and forward, I think the latest it started to get, the more we started to hear was between him and Iqbali and da-da-da-da. And then he just knew, kind of, I was like, I'm going to sleep. I'm not waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not waiting. I just went to bed. I think it was about 11:30 in the morning. I was going to the gym, checked my phone, he's sacked. I was thinking, So I done the video, but because my phone recorded it in 4K, he just never wanted to upload. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those, bro. You know, because it's a big file.
I know.
We know. We had that trouble, man.
Upload it. Yeah, I was in the gym. The internet weren't good enough. Then by the time I went home, it just uploaded after. I was like, yeah, that's why it was late. But I think in general, I just think it's a disgrace, bro, in general, because maybe you could have just maybe because my main thing has always been that they said that they've brought forward his review from the summer to now, yeah. But where's the sporting director's review? Why has the review not come forward? Because essentially they tried to fix something with the Semenyo thing that they done themselves in the summer. So it doesn't really make sense. I think it was an easy thing to just sack the manager. He didn't like him. You know what I'm saying? And we know Iqbal likes the Zerbi, whatever he would like to call him. So listen, if you bring the Zerbi, you know the Zerbi, he's gonna come in and say, I want to bring Greenwood, and if you say no, he'll lose his head. You know what I'm saying? That's how he is. You're not gonna get away with it. So he was supposed to be Maresca was supposed to be their guy. And I think the one thing that I'm really kind of just a little worried about, besides the whatever manager they're gonna bring in, because that's just that they're gonna do something stupid. They don't really help themselves. But I think is how is that next manager gonna manage certain players like Reece James or and those players that we finally managed to get back, like a Fofana. Because if we get a manager like and obviously not Areola, but them rock and roll, high intensity managers, they might just think, you know what, he's back and throw him on, and you know what I'm saying, you're back to not having certain players back again. So it's steps backwards. I think those are some of the worries that I have. But other than that, I thought maybe if Maresca was gonna get sacked, I thought I'd see it happen in the summer, but they didn't even give it up. I think sacking a man on New Year's Eve. I never seen that. I saw it. Apparently, Opta has it as a stat now. He's the first ever manager to get sacked on New Year's.
I didn't even know that.
It's crazy. That's the new stats they're putting out, bro. Like,
Yo,
crazy.
but to think Amarin still has a job is like
Slot
we
still has a
actually
job.
have standards.
Has a job.
We
Yeah.
actually have standards. Manchester United, they lost their standards, but I think our standards are a little bit toxic at this point, man. Like,
I don't think we have standards. I think if we had standards, we'd be signing Olsen in the summer.
no,
We'd be
but
signing
they're-
Bastoni in the summer.
Yeah, but Osman, like,
our
I'm gonna be
standards are-
honest. The
our standards
Osman
are
thing
low.
for me has always been a thing where if you're gonna get an Osman, you him, blood. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things that I felt like our team hasn't really done so well. If you notice, every time we crossed, remember last season when we crossed the ball in, we're all looking, thinking, why do we keep crossing the ball in? It's Jackson, and they can't head the ball. But this season, we have someone that's supposed to be in the box, but we cross over him and it goes from one winger to the other winger. Yeah. So if you don't feed the striker, no matter what kind of run he makes, and you see it now with the Gyökeres somewhere else, and yes, the players may have part to blame with their own performances, but you can tell when a striker, because I've played up front in it, so I know that make this pass, or even if it doesn't work, I walk up to like the number 10 or the left winger and say, "Yo, I've noticed a pattern with the defender. I'm gonna go this way. When you get the ball here, do this. That's how we're gonna get to go around this defender or whatever it is, right?" And I just feel like in general, we thought maybe Palmer coming back, his performances haven't necessarily been better, like that good either. And I just feel like there's been a lot of going forward. You can either blame decision making or you can blame when we do get into a position, we got 49 missing. That if it's Pedro Neto, he likes to cut in like he reminds me of that song, bro. Cut it. That's what he does, bro. He just left, right. I'm like, brother, just cross it. Because now he's slowing down and breaking the attack. Same on
and
the
everyone
left-hand
knows,
side.
and everyone knows you're crossing it. It's like everyone
He
knows.
knows, so you can't even do the weak foot thing. Like that's what I said in Bournemouth. Why didn't he just play him on the left? When he came on, I was like, took off Garnacho, just put on the left, put him on the left, because then he could cross first time. He put on the right. I was like, oh. But these are things that we know the manager's going to make mistakes at because we knew he was inexperienced. This is why I don't necessarily get as angry at Maresca the same way I got angry at Poch, because he was supposed to be seasoned manager that was even managed in the Premier League. So it's not like 2 times, Southampton and Tottenham. So it's not like it's his first job or things like that. So you start seeing some of the patterns in terms of what's happening on the pitch. And I think even at Arsenal, we still didn't create enough against Arsenal. As much as we had a good game in terms of performance-wise and not losing and whatever it was, we can only say, João Pedro, Esteval, maybe one more somewhere, and that's it. But even a lot of people I'm talking to now are telling me they're expecting someone to score. So if they want you to have 2 opportunities, 1 goal. That's a 50% hit rate. So if you look after a game and say, well, there's certain points in the game where people are telling me, well, Dalap should have scored the goal from the edge of the box. That's the chance he had. And I'm like, brother, how many chances do you get from edge of the box? I would blame you if he didn't make the pass. Which I think
Sir. Are you a big XG guy?
Huh?
Are you a big XG kind of guy? Do you look at XG?
Brother, I just found out recently what the XG thing meant. I don't know how you can tell me how you could, because brother, like you can, because in the game, unless you see the video, because remember I've done it recently in some of my streams where I purposely bring out the stats thing, because then we can see what we've seen and what they tell us on the numbers. So when I tell people I don't think we create enough, you go over there and it's telling us we only had 2 big chances. I'm like, yeah, you expect me to win with only 2 big chances. 30 shots, 3 on target, like whatever it is, or you're not even taking enough shots. So all these things, I think sometimes because we're not scoring a lot, or I think we are scoring enough goals for us to be around that area where people are saying your third best
we were scoring goals before December came.
We are scoring goals, but I'm saying in general, it's one of those where when you watch the game, you feel like you could have done more, even going forward, which then tells you that you're still not doing good enough, even if the numbers look nice. Look nice because this season, all the leagues not really doing that well. Arsenal are barely scoring from goals; they're scoring a lot of corners. Whatever, like City is only Haaland scoring goals. So if you really balance it, it's not like City and Liverpool a couple years ago when they were scoring 3-4 goals a game. So otherwise, we'd be in 7th and they'd be like 1st and 2nd. Do you get what I'm saying, bro? So those are the things you have to look at. I think we're not necessarily creating enough chances.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. We spent more than City and Liverpool the last 4 years. You know that, right?
Yeah, but look, I'm not. I'm never disputing
that. That should be 2 to 3 goals every season, every game. But we failed. And again, you guys are failing to mention the players that we keep bringing in each summer.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be shocked when you go back and you look at the games. Oh, this guy should have committed the chances. This guy should have. The XG should match the goals. Like,
yeah.
Clearly, you see Garnacho, Gittins, Delap, Guiu last summer, previously. These are not good enough players, bro. They're just not.
I mean,
we shouldn't be shocked. We shouldn't be shocked that they're not able to, commit their chances and score consistently.
Our top seven, maybe 8 players could start on most teams in the Premier League. So we don't really have that much of an excuse.
But our main issue is that we have problems in our spine.
Yes.
If you have problems in your spine in football, which is like how I can put that for you. We have centre back issues, innit? So if our main 2 centre backs aren't fit, you have to play Tosin or someone else, yeah. And all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what your front line does, your back line will find a way to lose the game. That's the spine. Or it used to be last season, what was it, the goalkeeper? You can, no matter how much you score going forward, if you concede 3, you score 2, you've lost the game. So in football, I think City, if you remember last season, they had issues in midfield, and every time you attack them, you go straight at their defense. People thought their defense was bad. It was mainly their midfield. So you can't have issues in your spine. And last season, we had the issue where our goalkeeper was messing up and our striker wasn't scoring. So you have an issue on both sides.
But the goalie's been solid.
We still scored though last season. I think that this season is because of not having a bomber and kind of relying on that happening, because then you have to see if you can win in other ways. And then once that dries up, it becomes a thing where your left winger's not doing anything, your right winger, even though Pedro Neto might have been our best top scorer, top goal scorer. I think it's between him or even João Pedro. But other than that, I don't know what to say, bro. Like, I feel like we could have still done much more. I feel like the team could still do much more. Now,
with Maresca or without Maresca?
Why? Hold on. Why do you feel like the team could still do more? Can you admit that this might be just the 6th, 5th, 4th type of squad? This is the best that they can do. This is the best of their expectations. Like, I don't see
No, I
us
think
competing.
I don't see them lower than top four. I don't think the team's worse than not. I don't think worse than top four. I just don't think they can. I don't think there's any more headroom going up there. Do you know what I'm saying? But my
Yeah,
point is, look, let me tell you how it works. Because for me, I think yes, you can say we downgraded with this 49 and the left. That was everyone here knew that. I think Gittins was like a unknown. If you just bought a proven winger on the left and had Gittins as backup, I don't think there would have been a problem on that because he would have just learned off the guy who's experienced. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all right. We still got our main winger play. So if we bought a Semenyo and then put Gittins to learn, or he can play here and there, you're cool. I think my issue up front is just in that I think we can write off certain players early, and I feel like Dalap has been poor. So I'm not gonna come in and say, "Yo, he's been great." People, don't worry, in the future he's gonna come good. I can't prove any of that. You know what I'm saying? I can't prove any of that. But he has disappointed me though, because I've seen him do much better than this though. This is my point. I feel like if I've never seen him play higher than what we're seeing right now, I would have told you he's not good enough. He's always shown this level. He's not better than this level anyway. We shouldn't have bought him. With Garnacho, we've seen him play exactly what he's doing for us every single week at United, and he hasn't done any difference. The only is that he doesn't have behavior problems now. That's the only difference. But that's nothing to do with football. Do you know what I'm saying? The heavy touches, him falling over. I've always talked about his fundamentals. If you're missing fundamentals, I don't care.
We discussed a lot of this stuff before with Yasir, and it's kind of like we predicted some of this stuff in hindsight.
Yeah, you have him and you have him and Neto on the wings.
And I think that's my main thing with him. Now, Pedro, my issue with Pedro, he goes forward, deep to link up, or he holds on to the ball for too long. When we do go forward, he's not in the box. So now they all slow down waiting for him to get in the box.
He doesn't like shooting the ball either.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like shooting the ball. I feel like we have those little issues here and there, which is kind of broke down a whole attack.
But the thing is, I don't know why people are shocked. He didn't do that in Brighton, right? And in Delap, it's a counter. And then Delap, he's a counter. Like he was successful in a counter-attacking system. We're not in the counter-attacking system, so people shouldn't be shocked that he's not performing well.
Yes, but no, because he was Ipswich's only outlet. Him and Hutchinson. Do you get me? So he was the one that had to hold up the ball for Hutchinson to be able to come in, and then he can make that running behind, and they can link up. The problem is that if you remember this game where I think Garnacho scored 1 or 2 and he assisted or whatever it was, he got taken off at that time. Most of the game, was
that a Carabao Cup game?
Nah, the Carabao Cup game, he came on and elbowed the guy. Then he had a couple of games off. Then he came with the league game. But then we started scoring after he got taken off. And I think João Pedro also scored, yeah. But that's when we started playing on the counter. The whole time, the luck was... They didn't really go with them 5 defenders around him. And he was, then he was like, okay, cool. He's not really doing anything. But I think... I don't know, man. I think to certain players, I won't necessarily... yet come out and say that they're rubbish, because I'm waiting for I've given Jackson 2 seasons, bro. Come in already tell you someone's
I was my 3rd season.
Because remember, Cucurella showed us levels. Do you remember? Because remember, Cucurella showed that he was good at Brighton. He fell off a cliff when he came here. Everyone wanted him out. He was about to go United, and then he had like 3 games at the back, and then everyone loved him again. And then, do you get what I'm saying? So I'm not someone that's just gonna, depending on the wind. If the Lap scores a hat-trick tomorrow, we change our mind. But I think you see what the player gives you, and then you can say, yo, this is the amount of games I've seen from him. These are the things, whatever you want to call it, context, whatever. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
He might be better to move on. Do you know what I'm saying? Gittins, we've barely seen him.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, bro. 49, as you've been saying.
49.
Yeah. We've seen 49 at United. We've seen... No, I was saying 49 because... I thought at first you were so disgusted to say his name because you wouldn't say Garnacho. We started the stream saying 49, 49. So I was like, this guy must piss you off. But bro, we've seen Garnacho play for United for how many seasons now? So did you think coming in he would do something different? Because
remember, I'm pretty sure when we spoke, when we spoke, I said this. I said when we spoke, I said, bro, this Donny, I'm never backing it. And people were like, why? Give him a chance. And I said, yeah, it's hard to explain, but if you ain't got the basics, if your fundamentals are lacking, I can't see improvements. Because look at how many games he's played already,
For
and
us.
he still
Mm.
can't do the basics. I've seen some things from Gittins that even high level footballers, like the goals against Wolves and some aspects, some of his passing, I think even was it Atalanta or something when he came off the bench. But my issue has been that we have a big problem with these two players because we have one player that's rubbish, but he's overconfident, and then the other Danny has no confidence, but he has something. Do you get what I'm saying? The problem as a winger is you need to have that confidence, which, for example, a Doku has. Now Doku, he knows every single time he's going at you, no matter what, he's gonna try. He's gonna keep going because he has that self belief. I think with Gittins, from how long he's been out from Dortmund, and then he came here, and then whatever. And with confidence players, you need to give them a run of games. Because I was one. I know if I played one game bad, it would affect me. So I needed to kind of play multiple games. You needed that kind of management. My issue is that because, and I know that we as fans did this, because we look at Nash's and he's the starter, and then you look at who's gonna save me out of this problem, and then you look at Gittins and you think he's not confident either. People just group them together. That's the one thing I've never felt like is fair. If he's rubbish, call him rubbish, and if this guy's rubbish, call him rubbish too. But you don't need to group them together. I do know we spend a lot of money on them, but that's going back to the whole sporting directors and owners model, isn't it? Which is like buying for the future, potential buy. This is what happens when you buy for potential, because now the clubs are going to charge you what they think he's going to be worth in the future. You know what I'm saying? So I get that that's obviously something that we've done too, but I really, when I look about it, I think I'm not in a position to say, Gittins is fully done. I think that if we know that they're not good enough, why don't you give them an overlap? Why is it always we do underlaps? Because overlaps can help. Because if Cucurella can drag one of the fullbacks out wide, we don't have to keep seeing Gittins in the 2v1 situation.
So that's
where I'm not saying that they're going to start showing you levels. It just
but you could say you could say Enzo Maresca has been playing in those spaces off that left side.
I was gonna say
and
so
I
that's
think
where you can argue that a new coach.
But then also in the team, if you realize Garnacho always gets the ball, like always, and that's not even me something against
Argentinians, man. We gotta watch out for them. We gotta watch out for the Argentinians, bro.
You see the link up. Enzo gets the ball strict to Garnacho. When Gittins is there, they look at him and they go back, and he goes back to the goalie. And I'm like, brother,
Boranote is doing the same thing.
And I think
it wasn't just Enzo. Boranote too. I forget which game it was. Whatever the last game he played.
Mad, but he's another guy.
He even assisted him, right? Boranote assisted Garnacho, I think, in the last game that he played.
Yeah, but how many times did they try and take him? It took him like 50 times to try and beat his man, and then when it does work, and Enzo had to make something of it. But if he didn't dummy it and then go right and then have a shot, that could have been a wasted chance.
Yeah,
for me, so many times him running down the line, and he's not even looking at the box. He just crosses it with his left foot, and then because we see the angle from, how we see the far angle, you can see where all the players are, and then you just see him crossing towards the goalkeeper or way behind him. But I'm like, well, you didn't put your head up. How did you think that? So it's very simple thing where you think, this is looking like.
I want to get to some questions for you guys from the comments. So what do you think what if the new system regresses the players more? We could easily slide out of Europe. I mean, I think Mizi, you said you agreed with that, right?
I think regardless of who we bring in, because the coaches we're linked with, Rosenor and whoever else, they're not game changers. They're not gonna take us to the top. We haven't seen them play. Coach for a long time. So what makes me believe that this next coach is going to take us to the next level? Someone can say, "Oh, what about in 2012 when we sacked, who was it, Ancelotti, and we got what's his name, Di Matteo? Shout out to Di Matteo, right? He won us the Champions League, but the chances of that happening again is rare because when Di Matteo did it, Di Matteo had Drogba, he had Lampard, he had GOAT GOAT level players
that carry the manager.
That's what I'm saying. Players that carry the manager. Yes, Yasir. So now you're telling me that this next coach, Rosenor, is going to lead us to the Champions League. Hell no, this guy's going to lead us to the
But
bottom.
Yasir,
We're going
Yasir,
down, not
Yas-
up.
Yas-
We're going down.
Yeah, we're going down. But Yasir, you said that the team's talented enough. But I don't see.
I don't say I don't mean talented,
Prem?
but it depends what you think.
For top
It
four,
depends
top
what you
four.
think of it.
Top 4.
Yeah, for top 4. But this is where I
think so
was
too.
looking at it.
Yeah.
And
I think so too. I think we're talented enough for the top 4, but I don't think we're talented enough
for top
to
4,
have a midseason coaching change with a new system. And if Rosenor came in the summer, different story, right? I'll say our
but it
players are
just depends.
capable of
This is where
potentially.
it depends on what manager you get and what kind of system he plays and whether it's an easy system to get used to. Will it be the players are used to playing different systems now, so will they adjust quicker? Like there's all these very little small things that they now have to look at to bring in the manager and see what happens. But I think in terms of like what's gonna happen to the end of the season, bro, is a gamble. This is why I was kind of surprised that they got sacked now. Because the safest thing for you to do is look, listen, we'll go and get our future manager, let this guy get to the end of the season, and then go. Because remember, if the next manager don't get top 4, they're gonna look at the owners. If the manager does get that, if he doesn't get top 4, they're gonna lose out on the money they're not making anyway because the front shirt sponsor like this. They're gonna be annoyed now. Why did you take that risk? You could have kept Maresca. He would have got us top 4. Like there's all these people like to live in the if buts and maybes, but it's one of those where in general they have to get a manager, and that's better than Maresca, bro. Otherwise, for me, it's regression because I think we went from because this is the thing. I think we went from the summer, from the beginning of the summer to the end of the summer. I think we have stagnated in terms of we didn't get players that took us to our next level. Which is what something I expected specifically after him winning the Club World Cup and hitting the targets and everything. And I feel like they could have kind of gotten off his back a little bit more and letting him do what he needs to do. I think that's been the main thing as to why he's kind of been angry in recent times because they always like to do this micromanaging stuff and you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff.
Going to the locker room after the game.
Yeah, all these things that he doesn't like. But it's one of those for me where if he got back to the players and he was given a bit of freedom and then he kept messing it up, then I'm like, cool, then he's failing. You sacked him. It is what it is. But if you don't back him and then want him to do things the way you want to do things, but you don't understand football and do you know what I mean? It's just going to be similar to what Tuchel done. He's like, whoa, I told you to leave me alone. You don't want to leave me alone. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm seeing people call him a rat and all this stuff because he was linked to City. And brother, I don't care about all that. I think if he was backed and he decided to go talk to City, you can look at it different. Yeah, we've given you all the tools you wanted. Why are you looking to go away? That's a bit different. But if you're not giving someone to eat, he's starving. If you've gone to someone else's house and eaten, why are you annoyed? He was hungry. You didn't feed him. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with this guy, bro. So he has this situation. We know that Italians are short of food, but that's not even a.
It's like telling a kid, you eat your dinner. We're gonna give you some chocolate cake after your dinner.
Them.
Oh, sir, I think you're cutting off. So my bad, bro.
Yeah. So if you don't do that, you know you'll do that. So I think.
Yeah. No, I'm just like it's like telling a kid, hey, you finish your dinner. You're gonna get some chocolate. You get some desserts. You get some chocolate cake, some ice cream, right? And Maresca did that. He finished his food. He got us to the top 4. He won. The 2 trophies the one trophy we were supposed to win, and a trophy that we were just in it to for the vibes, but we still won it, right? You would think, okay, now Maresca, it's time for your dessert. Let's back you. Let's get you the players to take you to the next level. But no, they do the opposite. They double down on their system. They say, well, our project and our system, it's working. We continue to believe that this youth project will take us to the top. When in reality, us fans, we probably give the board the benefit of the doubt. We said, hey, once we get top 4, things are going to change. I did think that, right? I thought, hey, we get to top 4, they're going to support the club and with
I thought maybe if they didn't think they would reach a certain level, maybe it kind of motivates you. I thought that would be forget the top 4. I thought maybe that would be the Club World Cup. I think the way we played and everything, I thought maybe they thought, you know what, we can actually take this team further. But in their eyes, I think they're looking at it thinking, yo, we've achieved. You know what I'm saying? The team is working. That's what they think is just working. And then they think that because he played like this in that game or because we played against Barcelona in a certain way, they just think that, okay, cool, that's the level. You're not taking us to that level. It's quite inconsistent. So how about it's your fault? you know what I'm saying? The team is this good. But football doesn't work because you can play against a team that plays in your way, which Barca did at the time with the high line, and you knew you were going to eat before the game. You knew that, okay, you play a high line against us, we might be able to do something. So I just think that I was in a similar place as you, and I thought they might back him after after certain things happen. But you keep looking at it now, and you just think that this is why I called it regression, because you stagnated. You didn't really back the manager, especially with the Cole injury. For me, was big because he came out and said, "Yo, I need a player of this specific profile to break the lines," which is what Cole did. Yeah, Tosin can do it, but Tosin hasn't got the pace to recover, which is why we dropped the line. So it's not as effective. But those are the aspects that he asked for a certain player, didn't get backed, and then you're now telling him internal solutions, and you're looking at, and then the defenders are making mistakes in the season. Do you know what I'm saying?
I have a question for you though, because if
Yeah.
they make this move in January, transfer window is officially open. We got Jeremy. Shout out Jeremy. He said if we get the right signings in January and the right manager, we could win something, which is pretty optimistic. Because, but like, do you think they're gonna spend the money? Who thinks they're gonna spend?
We can't. Yo, we can't spend money because we got
right?
UEFA restrictions.
Yeah. Those reports.
Remember, we heard
ago,
the
they said they
briefings.
weren't going to sign anyone in the January transfer
We
window.
heard the briefings. They said we're not
Yeah.
gonna. It's gonna be a quiet January, and it was a quiet January last season too. If you guys remember.
Yeah, and I remember it, and I tried to tell people.
I'm telling you, I think that it's one of those where the manager spoke to them and said, "Yo, are you guys gonna back it in the January thing?" And they were like, "Nah." He's like, "Okay, cool, I'm out then." Because if I can't improve on this, bro, what's the point? Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's another thing, innit, that we got ourselves into with the whole selling hotels at the time. It worked with the Premier League and the FA, but it didn't work with the UEFA. So I think the thing is, though, we've always been a couple of players away from winning or whatever it is. But I think I look at, because remember, I said this earlier on Chez's channel, big up to Chez. But my thing is, yeah, if you look at the model itself, I think is one of the. You remember when Uber came in and everyone was like, this thing's never gonna work. How do you order a taxi from your phone? It's one of those what I call like an industry. What do they call it? Like disrupting an industry kind of thing. Yeah, which is what they tried to do coming in. Yeah, because remember everyone was saying, "Yo, taxis have been here for 40, 60, 100 years. They work. Don't know why you would do what you do and X, Y, and Z." But if it works, everyone's trying to say, "Yo, can we make our own version of the Uber thing?" Because and you started hearing it when we kind of started doing well. United are like, we're trying to copy Chelsea with this part of their model, and cool. But
hold on.
I think the way they've handled it, I think the way they've built or the steps they've taken along the way, maybe in summer transfer windows in terms of getting certain players, not getting certain players, has affected us on the pitch. Because my thing's always been, this is like us having a job, but we all call sick and we're just doing YouTube, but we're not getting paid on YouTube. So how are you going to pay your bills? They're too busy doing the side hustle with buying and selling the players in terms of, instead of fixing our present and what we need now on the pitch to be able to get to that future. I'm not necessarily that worried about Chelsea's future in terms of all these players coming in some of the talented players coming in. I'm not really worried about that. I'm more worried about where we're going to be as a club and a team in this moment in time, in the short term, if that makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
I wanted to interrupt you real quick because you said I don't know if I misinterpreted what you said. We're players from winning.
What do you mean?
Did you just say that we're a few players away from winning?
I don't think we're that many players away from winning.
Okay, can you give me the players that you think are good?
No, I think the players that I think are good are all mainly the ones we always talk about. But I think we need centre backs. We definitely
goalkeeper, striker, wingers.
We need so I think we need a couple of players.
We need a lot of players, bro.
So let me just warn you about CFC Mo. He has a very different take from a lot of us. He wants to nuke the club, nuke the system. So just want to let you know before you go on.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to shout out my boy JM. Shout out JM. He's in the chat. If you want to just introduce yourself real quick, we'll get back to the conversation.
Yo, appreciate y'all for that little invite. I was on stream with CB yesterday. Got to meet up with the boys, got a first chat. A little bit about me. I'm a Chelsea fan from Atlanta. Been a Chelsea fan since I was like walking and talking. Both my parents are United fans. My parents tried to get me to be a United fan growing up. I watched Drogba score a brace at Old Trafford, and that was it. So
Hey,
I've
King
been a
Drug.
Chelsea fan since I was a little kid. Shout out Atlanta, all of that. Met out with CB over the Club World Cup over in Atlanta.
Big up CB, man.
Big up CB, but yeah, and that's a little bit about me. Sorry, I sound a little bit hungover. I am.
No, you're
I'm
good.
fucked up.
I have a similar story, man. Mine's it was Drogba and us losing to Manchester United in that Champions League final. So.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you,
bro.
But Mo, get
So
back to
yeah,
what you're
I
saying.
got a phone call. Hey, so I wanted to let you know that what do you think about our midfield? Actually, before I say what I wanted
Hey,
to say.
asking me.
I
Yeah.
think that's you, Yasir.
What do I think about midfield? I think we have a good midfield. And I just think that Enzo's quite inconsistent if you look at the three. But then if you look at Lavia, he just hasn't been back. So it's a weird situation where if you look at all of them quality wise, and I think a lot of us kind of think of it like in their great form. I think we have one of the best midfields, but I think with the way Enzo's been performing, you kind of bring that down. Andre Santos and Esugo would be good backups. So like midfield as a whole, I don't think is as bad. I just think that I think he's all right.
But do you guys ever get the sense that our midfield's a bit overrated, even our wingers? Because guys like we talked about Jamie Gittins, we talked about Garnacho, Bonote, Andre Santos. Trying to go down the list here, but even sometimes Enzo, bro, like these guys, they perform so well when we play these mid-table clubs, these teams fighting relegation battles. When we play Carabao Cup games versus Charlton. I don't really see those performances against these bigger clubs, consistently. So is that their level? What do you?
I think it's more complacency, innit?
Hmm.
Because sometimes you feel like when you're the better team, or you're supposed to be the better team, you think that eventually you will get your chance, or will just beat the team, or the way the manager sets up. Sometimes you realize it where he doesn't
Sorry.
he doesn't really go strong enough, not necessarily very strong, but just strong enough, and then all of a sudden you find yourself losing. But I don't know. I think just certain players, like I said, the players are also to blame. They haven't performed.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I think Caicedo's having a down time right now, and I think Enzo, his goal contributions gets in the way with his actual midfield performances.
Yeah, but that's
I
why
I would love Enzo to perform well and consistent, but
that's why I call
think-
him Enzo Fernandes, bro. Because it's
Yeah.
like Bruno. If he can have a stinker, but because he scored a goal, everyone's gonna act like he ain't done it. Like he done amazing, but
So like
he
you
has
said, 'cause
been
you said earlier that we have a spine issue, right? So just imagine, right? Our wingers are not producing goal contributions. They're not really consistent. They lose the ball too much. The strikers are horrible. The midfield is inconsistent. We're relying on 300 pound midfielders to, either control the game or get GA, right, which they can do consistently. Then our center backs, you already know our center backs. Sanchez is having an okay season. I can't really blame him, but I really wouldn't. He's not really a goalkeeper to take on forward.
yeah, he's not on the levels, but he's
So we
doing. I
have,
think he's having a good
so we have a
season.
huge, major squad issue.
Mhm.
We're not a few players away. We need like minimum, I'd say 7 starters.
No, but not really, because I feel like if you
Yes,
fix,
bro.
let's say you fix the
100%.
winger issues, we'd have more goals. All of a sudden, you're not really as reliant on other players. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
even these rubbish wingers are
but,
getting
but
into
hold on,
position.
bro.
They're
We
not
need a left
scoring.
winger, right? You don't like our left wingers, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you want Delap?
I don't mind that. I just think that he's been very poor this
Do you
season.
think he's a good striker to start for Chelsea or any big club like Liverpool?
I
Arsenal?
think he can, but I just don't think he's been in any good form this season.
Okay. Hey, do you like Enzo to start for us?
Nah, bro.
Okay. Do you like our two center backs?
No, but I think our best centre back pairing is Cole and Fofana.
Okay, but they're always injured. And then
Cole's
our
not
goalkeeper.
always injured, but he's been injured. Last season he was fit. This season Fofana's the one.
Okay, so then
fit, and the other one is
All right, Sanchez, you want him to be the goalkeeper still?
No, bro. You know, to
So
anyone
that's
that
I
knows
mentioned. So we agree on 5 players that shouldn't be at Chelsea then.
yeah,
Yeah, that's almost half of the starting lineup, bro.
yeah, but bro, you
Then
can't
who's
buy
gonna
5
come
players
off
in
the
the summer.
bench?
You can't buy
Who's
5
gonna?
players in the summer.
Yeah, but then who's gonna come off the bench then? Gittins,
Yeah,
Guiu.
but, bro, coming off the bench is different to being a starter, bro. We're relying on players that are squad
Yeah.
players to be our
But
starters.
we rely on the bench players too, because let's say we need to bring in players to
But
bring in
there's
a
not as
goal or
much
change
pressure
the
on them
game.
anymore. If they're not the starters, there's not as much pressure on them to perform. That's
Do
the
they
point I'm trying
perform
to
though?
make, which means that
Gittins
they can
perform when
play
he
more
comes on.
freely. That's what happens in football.
Does
Which
Gittins,
is the whole point.
Santos, all these
It's
players, do they
difficult to
perform when
have,
they come on?
because this is my thing, bro. It's difficult in football for you to have um 2 players on the same position on the same level. That because
With the
then a
amount of
guy
money we
that's
spent, we
on the
should have.
bench is not going to be the guy that he's going to be like, I need to be a starter, but he's not performing. Now he wants out. Like
Yeah,
the
but the
only
amount of money that we spent, we should
really
have.
manage
We should have
that
all these
big.
players that can compete. We've always had that at Chelsea, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, but at Chelsea, I agree.
You could
I'm not
argue
saying
Arsenal
that
has
it's not something that's possible. You need to have the right manager there for you to them to being able to manage the egos. That's the thing I'm trying to tell you. You just thinking that you can just buy 2 left, 3 left. You could buy all the wingers you want, but if it
No,
doesn't,
I'm saying they're buying the wrong players. They've been doing it for fucking like 4 years now.
hey, but I agree with you on that though. I
Yeah.
just don't necessarily think that you at a certain stage, you can't always say that a player is not good enough so early in the season. You can say that you've seen that he hasn't showed you anything, but if you haven't seen enough of him, you can't necessarily say a player is not good enough. This is my
So,
point. So you can say that, yo, so far he hasn't shown me enough. I don't necessarily think it's good enough for Chelsea. That's fine, but it can't be a definitive thing, because if he turns it around all of a sudden, what does all this mean that you're saying now?
but can we admit that this is a consistent issue? Each
Yeah,
season's the same
yeah,
thing.
but I think there's certain players, yes, the players that we've seen for long enough that we could talk about and say, yo,
Yeah.
these are the players that we don't think are good enough X, Y, and Z. That's fine.
Right. Yeah, but and I think, like I said, like I think if we had Madueke, Sancho, Jackson coming off the bench, and Kuku coming off the bench, that would have been much better than what Gittins to
I
lap
just
and
think that that's just a little revisionism thing, because Jackson was getting eventually. Let me explain. Noni, we knew exactly what Noni could do. We could have kept him, but he had the final third issues anyway, so it's not very different from the players we got now. He can beat his man but can't finish. Yeah, so it's not like he's helping us with the finishing because he was a finisher but couldn't beat his man. Like, bro, it's not something that can help
but
us
we
now.
know, but from what we've seen from Delap, right, and what we've seen from Jackson for 2 years, we know he brings more in the field if he's not starting.
Yes,
But if he
yes
comes
and
off
no.
the
Let me
bench, we know he's
explain.
gonna
I
bring
agree
something.
with you in that aspect,
Yeah.
but I feel like the problem with Jackson was that he was a left winger that's playing up front. If you
Yeah.
don't necessarily have the IQ to understand what happens if you play up front, which is why we always moaned about his runs in terms of the striker runs. I'm not talking about him just running, because when he just made darting runs and Palmer found him, it worked. In the box, his movement wasn't good. And he was not always in the right place, right time. But when he was, his body positioning wasn't good, which is why he missed. The lap goal that he scored against Barca, that would have been 60-40. You're not sure of Jackson scoring that. And that was a sitter. Like, we're going to be honest.
Yeah, and then also you see Sancho, right, when he comes off the bench. So
I didn't want to sell Sancho, but they said no, he can't. You know what they said?
Yeah, because you know me, we both agree
not a
Garnacho's
PMP
not the
winger.
answer.
Because
Right,
everyone
both
thinks he's
agree.
a PMP winger, bro. Like I said, there's 2 type of wingers. There's a guy who likes to link up, and there's another guy that likes to beat his man all the time. Some people just like the goal scoring wingers. They just think as wingers, a winger has to be goal scoring. But that's not necessarily how it works. Because if you played on the wings, you know that if you have a striker, your job's to feed the striker as a winger, and then he's the guy that gets you majority of the goals. If you have a false 9, most of the times the wingers get you the goals, similar to what they done at Liverpool at the time with Mane, with Firmino, and no one cares that Firmino wasn't bagging the goals because the wingers were bagging. But you can't always have a system where the 9 scores all your goals and the winger score all your goals. This is where it kind of gets doesn't work. So you have to have the right balance. I think that we should have kept Sancho. I said that at the time, and then you could have had someone else playing. And I think on the right hand side, you could have said kept Noni. I think when if you wanted to stay, they want to stay. I don't know. I just think Jackson is just too much of a reach. I think yes, he did work, but then most of the season we played without Palmer. Do you think Jackson would have still done something? Because his main thing was linking up with Palmer. So
I think he would have done more than Delap, bro.
this is the thing I'm trying to say.
I think that's it. I think Delap is just useless.
I mean,
Cal Pedro's useless.
I think look, I'll
Yeah.
explain the lap bit
Oh.
just to give you an idea. I think with the lap, I never seen anyone complain about his first touch before he came to Chelsea. I think that what's going on right now is that essentially he never did this. Well, he never even did this really in the Club World Cup. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen better levels of him before than we see now. However, I think when he got injured, you have this. Every player is different, and we're used to seeing Reece James and Lavia come back and look like they've been playing football for 6 years. Not a lot of players come back like that. So the shot, some players takes them more to be more match sharp. They just have to play more often. The problem with Delap is that he's doing what Colwell did last season. Do you remember when Colwell was not performing well and he would start to kick people or he starts to argue and all that, and then
I was calling Colwell a passion merchant.
Yeah, it becomes a passion merchant instead of
Mhm.
focusing on his game. And I think when he polished that at the end of the season, we got a better Colwell.
Right.
I think this is what he's doing. The only problem with English players, and I've done this because I played football with them, the first thing they usually tell you is give him one tackle, do this, and do that. That's what the managers say on the sideline. Yeah, if you don't get away with that tackle, you get a red. You know what I'm saying? Or yellow.
Yeah.
It's a passion merchant thing. I think that he is trying to wrestle with his. I think, but right now he's doing too much wrestling. Then he's focusing on his football. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think he's fairly being criticized. I'm not telling people that he's great and you guys all seen it wrong. I just feel like he needs to do better because I've seen better from him. That's all I've really said. I think what I'm seeing now, though, obviously, I think he done something stupid again, got injured again, and he's never really kept playing for us to say, "Yo, this is his level," and he's showing us his level consistent. I haven't seen players really playing through him. I haven't seen, and then Bournemouth game, he kept getting hit from the back, bro, and no one's for the second goal, the guy ran through him, through the back of him, the ball went forward, throw in, we conceded from the throw in against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to call a foul because the way you ran through him, because I know that he's slowing down to hold the ball up, but you know that at a certain level of force, bro, you can't, no matter how much you lay back, he still fly forward. I do think that he hasn't looked sharp, and you can see it with his touches, and I think he is trying to get used to the way the team plays because with the way we play, whatever. But we did see, I think, the Fulham game or before that he can. Now it was the West Ham game. I think it was that we can play João
It was the
Pedro.
West Ham.
Do you get me? Yeah, we can say that play João Pedro and him because he allowed. I know that occupying defenders is a basic thing, but it still allowed João Pedro more freedom and him to do certain things, and then we never really saw it after. I think that's been my complaint. But then João Pedro hasn't performed either. I mean, there's so many different aspects. But a striker can look the loneliest on the pitch if he doesn't really get the service. And I've seen it with so many other strikers. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter always what your quality is, which is why I always see Kane drop deep. But then he's so good on the ball. So kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit different. But at the end of the day, we need to improve regardless. Do you know? We need to improve as a team. The manager, whoever the manager comes in, he has to make sure we go forward because otherwise, I never thought my season would go downhill like this. You know what I'm saying? That's all I really got to say, bro.
Liam, they're discussing contracts with Liam right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna
Discussing
happen.
contracts.
Yep.
Well, what happened?
Liam's on the way.
You mean the guy that's on your picture? Man like Matisse. So we're gonna get
Man, like
Matisse.
Matisse, yeah.
We're getting Matisse.
Getting Matisse as the
Matisse
gaffer.
changed his name on Twitter.
Did you see his Twitter? You see his Twitter? He said he didn't want the job this morning.
Bro, Matisse changed his name to Liam Reservoir, and then he posted his picture and said, "I don't want the Chelsea job." That's what he did.
He said, "I want to remain at Strasbourg."
Bro, it's crazy. Oh, listen though, man, I gotta go. And love for having me.
Yeah, that's here. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Love, bro. Love.
I love, man. Love.
Thank you, brother.
Oh man.
All right.
So the last
close the door.
let me tell you the last Strasbourg's the last few games. Give me a second. Let me load it
I
up.
watched them get moved to. I watched them get absolutely moved to last week. I forget who it was.
Yo, apparently this guy.
They're not that
by
good.
year.
They're overrated, bro. I watched maybe like 3 or 4 games. Like
Yeah.
the whole Penders hype, I get it. He's young. He has a lot of potential. I seen him get moved to a couple times. I've seen him. He has the bonehead gene.
He's got the bozo gene. He's got the
He
bozo.
has the
gene.
bozo
Did you watch
gene.
the conference league match against Crystal Palace?
Yeah.
Did you watch them play Palace?
Yeah.
They beat Palace,
They
but
beat him.
they beat Palace despite the center backs and Penders. Because the center backs and Penders almost cost them that game. I think Penders gave up 2 goals where he was either 30 yards outside of his box, or there was one where he just completely miscontrolled it and Mateta was in.
Yeah, not only that, his system, you need wingbacks, right? You need proper wingbacks, right? And you're gonna rely heavily on your center backs.
That means we're gonna see so much Pedro Neto.
Yeah, so we're gonna get cooked.
Yo, Tosh, just want to do a quick introduction to Ermias. He's based in Atlanta. Good friend of CFC Mo. I met Ermias back in a couple months ago. So real cool guy. Appreciate you, bro, for coming on. I don't know if you can hear us with the headphones off, but appreciate you, bro, for coming on. It's been a long time coming. We tried to get you on a couple times earlier in the season, but just things wouldn't work out. But now it's a great time to have you, bro. Maresca's out. Start of a new year, 2026, bro. What are you saying, man?
I mean, we've seen this coming. He shouldn't have had the job in the first place. Coming from a championship, threw that away almost, and seemed like he had his own mutiny there. I'd never really respect any of his accomplishments because it seems like the players, when it came to those cup finals, they just kind of tore up his plans. And we get those little tidbits of the players continually saying hey, we just talked to each other. We wanted to do this. There's never some credit to him. He was a Pep cosplayer the entire time, and now he wants to go fully into that cosplay and go to City. This was a good day, I think, in terms of those directors are finally getting their just due in all their bad decisions. And now it's going to get even worse, I think, with the guy they're bringing in from Strasbourg. When you have a vice captain who says really crazy things about Black French people, what are you going to do when your manager's Black and French? So that's going to be another thing we got to pay attention to when it comes to this new regime that's coming in. This is going to get even worse. I predicted that we'd be 15th by December, so I guess Maresca outperformed my expectations. We're only, 6th or 7th after car crash Liverpool had this season. Guy's a fraud, always has been. He wanted to write a book after the Club World Cup. So, this guy just wants to raise his personal profile, and he kind of, fake it till you make it. I aspire to be that much of a fraud, to be honest with you.
Bro,
I love this. I love this monologue. I love you're smoking the fattest pack on this New Year's Day, and I love it. This was can we give applause for that beautiful monologue just real quick? That was
honestly, bro, that was beautiful.
Yeah, and I agree with
intro.
you, bro. I think Maresca, when he won that Club World Cup, he was like, I got these motherfuckers by the nuts. I could do whatever I want.
That nigga knew he was the man.
He knew when he got those 2 trophies. I kept telling people, I'm like, yo.
I kept watching him in these interviews. I'm like, look at this man.
The guy thinks he's Pep Guardiola, and you won. Okay, yes, you won 2 cups in the same season. You brought success to a team that didn't really have success coming into it. You got us into Europe, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get you, bro. Your resume is decent, but you still haven't won anything of real materials yet. I love the Club World Cup just because of the experience I had with it. The conference league was like winning something. It was like winning a punishment.
I have a question for you guys. So are you guys telling me that right now we're better off with Maresca hooked?
Oh, hell no.
No,
I don't think so.
Oh, hell no. Nobody's saying that.
Cool. I know where you're going to come in at. I feel like finishing the season with Maresca was the best thing to do. This just sets us back to
it sounds
Potter, Tuchel, Lampard era.
Like niggas are just hating just for the sake of hating.
No, I mean we got some guys here in the stream that hate Maresca, but we got some guys who understand that keeping Maresca until the end of the season would have been the best path forward.
I believe
it would have been the best path forward.
Yes.
And on top of that, as of now, there's no accountability. If we're just firing Maresca and everything else is going to continue on as it has been, there's no accountability. The board needs to be held accountable. The people up top need to be held accountable too.
Well, when you would have seen that, they would also sacked Paul with Stanley, Lawrence Stewart, and Joe Shields.
But they're not gonna
But they're not gonna do that because there's no
exactly. So then it's gonna be guess what, guys? Guess what?
Yeah.
You're gonna continue seeing the same shit every 18 months.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, why are you so happy that Maresca's fired if we're just gonna keep in this loop of hiring and firing?
I'm not happy. Obviously, I'm not happy.
I'm
But
not happy.
Sounds like you're kind of happy.
no,
No,
I'm
I mean,
happy. I want to see it down. I want you guys to suffer more. This is nothing. I want the Chelsea fan base to suffer more. You guys are happy about winning a fucking Club World Cup.
Is he a Chelsea fan or not? I'm confused.
I am very much a Chelsea fan. I'm a very much a Chelsea fan. OG.
What the fuck?
OG Chelsea fan.
Yo,
I don't like
guys.
I don't like people parading around preseason trophies.
But guys, you know what's going to happen with Rosenor? Let's say he wins an FA Cup. Let's say he gets us in the Champions League spots, fourth or fifth. You know what I'm saying? If he does, not this season, but next season, right? I think this season's a wash. Let's say we give him the full season next year. Let's say he does that, right? The same thing's going to happen. He's gonna start feeling himself too. He's going to say, I got this club into the Champions League. I got this club into winning an FA Cup trophy. Look, he's going to start looking at his options too, because what coach wants to see the owners at the end of every match in the locker room? That's the coach's space. You guys, you gotta know your place in the the org chart. You call the shots, but let the coach coach. So I mean, I don't think any coach.
I said it on CB's pod yesterday. This is what I'm calling it now. Maresca, when the summer's going to happen, Pep is going to leave. Maresca's going to get hired. He's going to have a proper club backing him, a proper board backing him, a proper structure behind him, and you're going to fucking be sick. You're going to be sitting here sick that he's not our manager. He's not doing that shit for us. He's gonna
No, I'm not, because
If
guess
you
what?
if you see Mateus
I'm gonna
Nunes,
still see the same shit players that we have. I'm focused on removing these shit garbage players that we have. We have about 90% of the squad is shit.
Whatever happens with Enzo, whatever happens with Maresca and City was never gonna happen here ever.
But
So we gotta get that out of the way.
They would never buy João Pedro, Delap, Gittins, and Garnacho in one summer ever.
So yeah, if he gets the City job, I won't be this sick.
Where does he have this track record of coaching those type of players?
Who?
What Maresca? Why would they listen to him? In terms of they've seen the real Guardiola.
Bro,
If he's at the Chelsea training ground, they're calling him Pep Zero. He goes to Man City, none of these guys know him. They don't know him. They don't.
Hermes, let me tell you.
Let him finish it off.
I just don't think his tactics. He has no plan B. So what is he going to do? He's going to put Nico O'Reilly next to Rodri. He's going to let Mateus Nunes be the number 10 instead of Cherki and Foden. Those guys will turn on him quicker. Let's be honest. Before they got Pep, they used to have like these regular managers, like a Mancini, who's not regular, but Mancini, Pellegrini, these guys that knew how to manage big personalities. Pellegrini coached at Real Madrid. Mancini had Inter. This guy has never been in that position. So if he goes to Man City, the pressure is even worse. You think those Dubai guys are going to tolerate that nonsense? They know a good football is.
You're 100% correct. But what I would say to you is that in itself to me is not enough, because I've seen a Pep Guardiola who had only ever managed in the B division of the Spanish league come up, become the manager of Barcelona, and win every single title that was available to him. Okay, I seen Zidane, who was a fucking
Did he do that at Chelsea though?
Wait, let me finish. I seen Zidane, who is a wonderful player, don't get me wrong, become a manager and win Champions Leagues multiple. Okay,
and what did Maresca do?
My point is that it doesn't matter whether or not you have the CV. If you're in a place where the board and the club are backing you and you're a good manager, you can still succeed there. If our board and our club backed Maresca, we could have succeeded.
They backed him in signing Liam Delap. He personally pitched that one. He personally pitched that one, man.
No, Lavia. Well, I think Lavia was involved.
Lavia was before him.
Lavia was before Maresca.
And then there's one other player. There's one other player.
Listen, Man City should hire Maresca because he's given them so much money on sell-on clauses. We've bought so many players under him from City. We've helped fund their Cherki purchase. We've helped them fund, probably Semenyo. So good. I think he deserves 6 months for making them so much money. But to put Maresca in the category of Pep Guardiola and Zidane is certainly a choice. I'd say
I agree.
It's just a big choice right
there.
I
think because I know Chem. I'm Chem Laka. He said yesterday that he believes when Enzo goes to City, he is gonna make us eat our words. I do not believe that. I do not believe
There's
that.
no there's no
and
guarantee of going there.
yeah, and I'll go as far as saying I don't think he's going to go there because he is not of the level of a city manager.
We'll
I
see.
don't see him going to
At,
City.
at this point, these are all if, ands, and buts, and we'll have to see. But the fact that we're sitting here, the six of us, talking about Liam Rosenoir as our
Yeah, can we get back? Can we get back into and be back into the next hire, bro?
What's
Can
that?
we, can we talk about the ball he plays over at Strazzy?
Oh yes, please. We could get to that. I think the style that they play in Straws is going to put way more pressure on our center backs, and we're already thin in center backs.
Mm-hmm.
So counterattack situations against these low blocks, I think we're going to die a very slow death this year, and we're going to see it against even the mid-table teams. The mid-table teams, they're going to play the counterattack, they're going to play the low block. And we already have struggles with it. Now you're bringing an inexperienced manager to do the exact same thing, but play more of a wider, responsibility. So you're gonna have Pedro Neto essentially playing as your right wing back or left wing back eventually. And does he have the wherewithal to play as a real defensive responsibilities? He does play defense, but like add more of that defensive responsibility onto it. Can we rely on that? Like the new manager coming in, supposedly, I don't think he's the guy either. And I think they're gonna do some bullshit, some Bandulu shit, and bring in some other guy for the next 6 months, and then bring him in the summer.
But Tosh, for the people who like on the stream, and big up to every single person on the stream, we appreciate you, all 10 of you. So to the guys who are not familiar with Rosendoor's system, and even the guys here on the stream with us, who are not familiar with the system he plays, what kind of system does he play? Is he a 3-5-2 kind of guy? Like, what does he play?
I'll say
Essentially,
like this.
three center backs, four in the midfield, 3 up front.
It's like
a lot of
mix,
wing.
It's a mix.
A lot of wing play, yes.
A lot of wing.
It's like a mix between like a Conte setup, right? 3 in the back with the wing backs just running up and down all day long, with a little bit of possession, with a little hint of Maresca, a little.
Guys, it's a young team that loves to run at you. Diggsy is bombing down the wings every time I'm watching Strasbourg. Diggsy's bombing down the wing. They do, for some reason, Penders plays high as well. He joins in when they're in possession. Penders is high up the pitch in possession. So I don't know if he'll incorporate that with Sanchez. But they like to play high up the pitch.
Yeah, and they're gonna play it out the back a little bit.
I think if Rosenoir comes into our team, I think we're gonna see our wingers get hurt because a lot of the width in his formation and his structure comes from the fullbacks. As you can see, he took Diggsy or whatever. He was a left winger, turned him into a fullback. He is cooking, but at the end of the day, are you gonna turn Esteval into a right fullback? Like, come on.
I swear to God, man.
I mean, that kid is. You see, that's our project. We're relying on the hopes of a 17-year-old who they think is the next Neymar. I appreciate Esteval because I don't rate Vinny at all. So he's already got the same amount of goals for him in the Brazil national team. That's my national team, my favorite one. But what I would say for that, the instances is when I kind of see the comments he makes in France, I really appreciate his honesty. Like he's not scared to humble players. Like, what's that kid name? Amenga. He said like, oh, the reason we lost, I'm not playing. Then he sent them to the stands to kind of be humble. So this is a guy who's not scared to kind of like actually tell the truth. And he has his own identity. Like, this is a guy who's been able to coach places without going off of somebody else's name, like a Maresca, who's kind of like an Arteta, where they kind of say, oh, I used to be Pep's assistant. I used to pick up the cones and training for Pep Guardiola. And we don't call Maresca inexperienced because we're like, oh, maybe we thought he had the Arteta syndrome, where it's like, oh, it's kind of like college football, where like if you were assistant to Nick Saban, we don't care if you never coached a college football team because you coached under Nick Saban, you won titles, you know what it's like. And I think you can't learn a job like that just from sitting next to somebody that's successful. You got to be successful in your own right. And he kind of understands a lot of these players. Like he coached Santos at Strasbourg last year, so he might be able to get a tune out of him. Made him a captain very young. I think the leadership at Chelsea, the players need to be shaken up. I don't like Enzo Fernandez as a vice captain from his past comments. And on terms of that, he doesn't pretend to be a midfielder. We say the center backs are a problem. Well, if I'm a center back and I only have one midfielder that's being defensive, I'm going to be always open. And then if my
Agreed.
fullbacks don't care about being fullbacks, specifically the Sunderland game, we saw Tosin and Chalobah sit there for 15 seconds and none of their fullbacks came back to help them. And we were blaming Chalobah. Where was Cucurella? Where was Gusto or Reece James? There's this obsession of not letting the fullbacks actually play their role. Cucurella's got another manager fired. I don't really rate him at all. I think he's horrible defensively. When he picks up a yellow, we saw what happened against Arsenal. Saka ripped him a new one. Malo Gusto doesn't like heading the ball. Half of our team don't like heading the ball. Caicedo, for all his worth, he's not really good in the air. So when we keep talking about, the center backs, half of our team doesn't like to defend, and our wingers don't know how to press. Neto, he tries his best. I think he has good intention in his heart, but he's just not a winger. He's horrible, and coincidentally, he might be the only manager, the only player that's going to give the manager a goodbye message because they share the same agent.
One thing,
So I'm not really on too bad on the center backs because all of them they both played for England. The other two played for France. One of them played in a World Cup final. I think that French coach knows something about defending. So I wouldn't go so far to like just keep ripping these center backs. We're going to go get the dude from Dortmund who looks like he can't jump, or we're going to get his partner, Schlottenberg. I don't watch that league.
Yeah.
Good God, I would never watch it. I have fucking hot dogs. and I don't pretend I'm going to watch Ligue 1. Why would I waste my time with that? Because, if you like seeing young guys ball, go ahead. But I don't want to just focus on these center backs. We have a big problem in that midfield. Lavia is an NFT. Enzo Fernandez pretends to play midfield. He just crashed.
NFC is mad.
Lavia NFT.
Lavia NFT. We got sold a dream.
That Cucurella take was kind of hot. You know what I'm saying? But
I know.
I respect your.
I think
If you want to,
I respect it. I hear the sentiment of where you're coming from. I think it is a little bit harsh on Cucurella though.
But what I will also say is, my nigga, like if you look at us in possession, right? Where are our fullbacks? Our fullbacks are either in the number 6 or in the number 10
or in the 10. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when we have the ball and we're attacking and we lose that ball, Cucurella is running from the 10 position back down to left back. You understand? Like people are already out of whack. So like I would like to cut them some slack there just a little bit. But in terms of Rosenoir being this like macho guy who tells the players how it is and has his way of playing, I've seen this story before. And it was a young dude named AVB. They called him the next special one. He came. He thought he was hot shit. That nigga didn't even last 3 months, right? So like I just want to be very careful about our next choice of manager because that could derail us even further, right? Now,
I think there's a difference between AVB telling John Terry go fly an economy and him telling some young, I don't know where Manga's from, French, whatever, he's from Congo, that he's challenging him to be humble because he's a young player. You don't tell John Terry to fly economy. This guy has like 3 Premier Leagues at the time. You don't tell him to go fly economy. And I think AVB, again, they knew him in Chelsea already as like a video analyst, so they really didn't respect his tenure there. That was a whole different era of Chelsea, I think, with the AVB era. And also he's a Nepo baby at AVB, right? His dad or somebody was the former president of Porto. Like he got plugged in there very like not through his genuine merits. And back then that meant a lot.
He also worked with Jose, I believe, too.
Yeah, that's where at Chelsea he was his video analyst.
Yeah, exactly.
So, probably Mourinho's doing a favor for somebody to probably get a job 20 years later in Portugal to make somebody happy. So with the AVB versus this, when he hired AVB, that was Roman Abramovich trying to check the player's power. He did 2 managers back to back with that. It was AVB. He put Di Matteo into like a Gus Hiddink type of hire. And then he brought in Benitez because he wanted Benitez to kind of like humble these dudes because he's sick and tired of sacking managers. He wanted to he wanted like just to go into a new era, try to bridge it. And those guys said no. And they got to won their way in that one. So I think with the AVB hire, it's a very different circumstance, very unique instance of like, that was the first time we kind of saw like brain rot in football when we brought him in. And we saw what happened at Spurs when he went there. So again, that's what I kind of expect with Maresca. Like, he's going to go somewhere else and flame out, and then football's going to churn him out because that's what they do. You're not going to be able to keep blowing smoke over everybody's ass for the next couple of years. And if he
listen, I don't care about. Listen, I want to know the last 2 years we spent $600 million on 22 players. Where did it go? Who are these players that we spent it on? I don't see it on the field.
Omari Kellyman. 20 mil.
You talk to me,
30
Hermes.
mil
You
or something like that.
talk to me about the players that we signed.
Yeah.
They're mostly
The
dog shit.
22 players we signed. You talk to me about it.
Mostly dog shit. They got lucky with Palmer. They got super lucky with him. I think they were just putting out all these type of bids to see what sticks on the wall. They got him. They got a sell-on clause for City again, and that one's usually the only one that hit. I think Caicedo. We could have got Onana and got the same results from the one at Aston Villa. Enzo
100%.
Fernandez.
Wait. Say Onana for Caicedo.
Onana and Caicedo's the same shit, bro.
We would have got the same thing. I think he tries hard, very hard.
Yeah, that's a hot one. That's why Hermes.
That's
I want
a hot one.
I would love for you to respond to the same comment.
Okay, if we're gonna rate
Let's say
big six, all the big six teams, their CDMs. Let's go down that list. And then there's this thing like, is Caicedo CDM or not? Stop playing around. So now we got Gravenberch, Rodri, who else am I missing? Rice, Caicedo. You want to rank those? I'm putting Caicedo at the bottom. Declan Rice, we all were pretending with the Arsenal fans like, oh, Caicedo's his level.
Yeah,
They're
Rice
not
is
the
better.
same position.
Caicedo's
Rice is
not
an eight.
hitting that.
Rice is an 8.
That guy can play wherever.
Zuba Mendy's also better. Zuba Mendy's better than Caicedo.
Rice is an
This is
8
the thing.
though.
This
We're
is the thing I'm
comparing
saying.
apples to oranges.
Zuba Mendy is better than Caicedo.
Rice is an 8. Rice is an 8.
And one thing, let me tell you this, right? He had 4 yellow cards, right? He had 6 games to go. He didn't get 1 yellow card. Okay.
Wait.
The
So
shin kicker is averaging how many yellow cards in the last 10 games? 8 and 1 red card.
that makes him a better
I
player.
I think it's 9. I think it's 9 yellow
9.
cards
The shin
and
kicker,
a red card in
he
the last
outdoes
12
himself.
games.
He outdoes
I'm not
himself
jumping
all
on the
time.
same. I'm
Guys,
just
how
giving
about going
stats.
back to last season though? I mean, I know he's had a pretty shit couple
I'm
games
just giving
last
him the
December,
stats.
but if we go back to like last season, how many yellow cards has he averaged? Not that many. I
Yeah,
would say.
but I think Hermes, he had a perfect point. Onana and Caicedo, there's not much difference in. There's not actually. He's better than him aerially.
No,
Actually,
bro,
Onana.
you're not. Yo,
100%.
Enzo Fernandez is in the double pivot with Moses Caicedo. He's on an island. He is doing one thing that no one
I
else
agree.
no one else besides Reece James when he had to, when Moises came off, can do that. Is be a one-man midfield. And Enzo Fernandez thinks he's a fucking box crashing winger / ram cam. He thinks he's fucking Ronaldinho. I don't know.
He thinks
who
he's Jude, bro.
How
Yeah,
can you be a box crashing midfielder if you can't even run?
He
That's
can't
fine.
run, and then he can't run to recover. He leaves people in spaces. He allows that space to get exposed because Garnacho, he's a fucking road runner. So by the time he gets rid of the ball, he's out of bounds. So that whole left side is exposed a lot of the times. And what does Moyes do? Moyes has to be in the perfect position every single time. He's a true 6. I think we're comparing people to 8s, which is unfair because I think the 8s, they don't have the same type of defensive responsibilities as like a Moises Caicedo or a true 6. Zubimendi being better than Moises Caicedo, that's another blasphemy. That's blasphemy in my.
I mean, he plays next to Rice. Of course,
Yeah, he
he's
plays
good.
next to Rice, which is Rice is actually good at defense.
Bro, I've said this before, and this is not me glazing Conor Gallagher. Caicedo has played better playing with Conor Gallagher in the pivot than he has with Enzo Fernandez. And let me know if you guys think I'm lying or not, because I don't think so.
I think that's true. I mean, it's Cobham. Cobham is one of the best academies. You're gonna get a good football education all the time. We really miss out of there. So it's not a bad take. I think that for me at the time, I said I was like not the biggest fan of Gallagher because I'm like, if we can go get somebody else for the big money they want to go for it. But we didn't get a better replacement for him. And it was very sad that now he's probably going to end up at Manchester United. We could have go to Napoli, get McTominay or something. If you want Enzo to do all this nonsense, go get him and sell him off to somebody, to Real Madrid. Those losers want to get him, be my guest. But go trade him for Vinny. Even though I hate Vinny, I'm like, hey, if they want Enzo so bad, go get trades. Just do a like for like trade or something. But when you see Caicedo, it's, to me, his closing angles are horrible. I know he's probably watched Conte tapes all night, think he can do that. And he thinks probably Conte just rushes into people. No, that guy timed it perfectly. And I don't think he has the stamina as Conte. So if we want to go, if Caicedo 6, take Rice out of it, let's do all the 6s at those big clubs. Is he better than Gravenberch? He was an 8. They put him to 6 last year. I don't think Caicedo could do that.
He wasn't better. Yeah, he wasn't better. He's not better than me.
Like I said, the reason I'm going to take Moises Caicedo every time is because he has way more responsibility.
It's because you have hope.
Because he has more responsibility than any other 6 on any other major team. Any other 6 on any other major team, like an Arsenal, they have a Declan Rice that actually knows how to fucking track. He knows how to play deep into the deep line playmaker. You know what I'm saying? Enzo, he wants to play deep line playmaker. Then he wants to crash the box. Then he wants to play winger. So what you're doing is just overexposing your midfield. That's why we're seeing Cole Palmer dropping in sometimes, especially last season, if you haven't noticed. He was dropping into the 6 a lot of times.
Yeah, but Gravenberch, he went for what, 30? He went for 30.
Because Enzo Fernandez.
Gravenberch went for 30. I think Zubamendi went for what, 40? 45? How much did he go for, Zubamendi? So for the price.
For the price, yeah, okay. You could argue the price, but at that time we paid 105 for Enzo Fernandez in a January window when we got belt to ass on that situation. So I would be more angry about the Enzo payment, the price, than the Caicedo price, because I think the Caicedo price reflects to a good player. I think the Enzo price which is very close, reflects to a not so good player and not a player that fits for us. We need an 8 that actually has some defensive acumen. Like he doesn't have the acumen. You cannot put Enzo Fernandez next to a Declan Rice. Declan Rice is smoking him any day of the week. And most 8s, and not most 8s, but a lot of 8s like a Bruno Fernandes, for example. I'm taking Bruno over Enzo Fernandez at this point, even though I don't like Bruno's approach. You know what I mean? So
I think part of it is down to instruction. I think if his instruction is to crash the box every play to get as high up as possible, then I feel like that's just gonna hamper his defensive duties. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to pick and choose. Do you want Enzo that's going to be higher up the field doing the GA stuff, or do you want the Enzo that's going to sit back?
We have Cole Palmer.
I remember that first game.
Palmer in those spaces.
Hold on. I remember that first game, his debut against Liverpool, when it was Caicedo and it was Enzo in that double pivot. And I remember how well they cooked. You know what I mean? So it is possible.
I do.
But,
Okay. I have.
But it's like we set up the team knowing that these two boys are going to sit here. I'm not pushing Enzo up and leaving Moise on an island by himself. Like that was the tactic back then.
Okay. Huh? I just think you're having a little bit of recency bias because Enzo Fernandez was playing in the 10. He had almost zero defensive liability. That's where he plays best. And if you put Palmer out wide, okay, I agree with you. But Enzo Fernandez is the 8. He cannot play as the 8. He will lose us games single-handedly. You're putting pressure on Cuckoo. Even though Cuckoo is one of our better players, that's fine. But you're also putting pressure on our center backs that we have to rotate. We have to be very careful with our situation in the center back situation. Like I said, the Moises Caicedo take, that guy, he has to be perfect almost every time. That's why he's getting all these cards, because he's trying to recover. Go ahead, Music. Sorry.
No, I was going to ask Tosh, what makes Enzo a good 10? Like, do you really think he's a good 10, or do you think he's a good 10 for now?
I think he's
I'm saying the guy has no. If the guy's a 10, you want him to create. You want the guy to be fast. You want the guy to be able to shoot from outside the box, or have some type of shot at the box. None of those things he can do. So in reality, he's better further.
Wait, Enzo can't pass, guys. Come
on.
No.
I'm saying he's good at making key long passes. When he plays further back at the 8. But I'm talking about when he plays at the 10 position.
I would argue Enzo's not too good at making long passes. Have we seen some of the distribution Enzo makes?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather have him in the 10. He's already
quality passes. Like there's some quality crosses Enzo makes that you're like, wow, that was beautiful.
Enzo can play a quality pass. Like,
I don't want to forget this point. The reason I'm saying he cannot play in the 8 and he should play in the 10 is because when he plays in the 8, he takes space away from Palmer, who's already playing in the 10, and he's already being crowded. He's already being focused by the other team because he's clearly the best player on our team, attacking wise. So then when you put Enzo in between him and Garnacho, you create a system which the other team can easily defend 3 players on that side, including Enzo and Palmer. You're not giving Palmer room to operate. So what you have to do to adjust is you put Enzo Fernandez in the 10, then you could move Palmer out wide, which will give him time to adjust. And we've seen what that does. But it's clear to me that Enzo Fernandez is not the 8 for Chelsea. That's my take, and I'm gonna stand on that one.
I think we need to replace Fernandez.
The closer we get to figuring out that project's over with, I think we can move really quickly. Let's just hope they buy somebody.
Which project? The Enzo
They'll
Fernandez
never
project?
figure that out, bro.
The Enzo Fernandez signing, we only signed him because he won that game in Qatar. That's the only reason. If Kolo Muani lays that off to Mbappe, or Emi Martinez's leg is just not right there, we're signing Kolo Muani. That's it. We Boli is people want Boli back. That guy made a decision because he was in the private box suite in Qatar, probably lit off prosecco and bottomless mimosas in a Muslim country, and said, you know what, I'm gonna sign him, and just to probably throw his weight around. He told those high ups at FIFA, I'm gonna sign him. Watch this, and then he did it. He made a very emotional decision, and you do that. Kudos to Iqbal for getting him out of there. But then we got even a worse guy with Iqbal. So it's pick your poison. I hear a lot of people saying, "Whoa, bring Boli back." Boli brought in Fernandez. Boli brought in Sterling, and then he's gotten him expelled. And me personally, I'd bring back Sterling. This guy has 4 Premier Leagues. He can show these guys how to train. He can show Cole Palmer how to deal with his injury. Look how Raheem Sterling runs. There's an obvious problem with Sterling's lower body extremities. Something's wrong with him, but he has been able to. I'm not being serious. He's been able to stretch and just train his body to a way where I don't ever remember him being out for more than 4 weeks, 5 weeks, ever, until Pep kind of fell out of love with him. He really has been able to train his body.
He was playing for 10 weeks straight, sending shots to Rosie.
And what's Garnacho doing? At least Sterling can get in front of the goal.
Man, but God damn it, don't talk about bringing back Sterling. Come on,
we have to. Come on, man. We want experience. We got a guy who in the Premier League that's not at City has 4 Premier League titles. We have to end this. And he's young. He was, when he came on the scene, he was 15, 16 years old, doing what we want Estevao to do. At Liverpool, when he was with Coutinho, Sturridge, and them, he was balling. And that's the same thing we want Estevao to.
He has a lot of miles. He has a lot of miles.
Bro, he's not 15, 16 no more games.
I'm saying he can show these guys. There's a thing of veteran experience you need. There are mentorships in our careers. There's guys who've been at the places we've been at that stage that we want to know how to kind of live like that. So I think that to say don't bring him back, that's impossible. We keep saying, oh, let's bring back all these other players. Let's get experience. Let's go bring back to Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva don't got no Premier League title. Let's be honest. He knows what it feels like to be in a title race. Who on that Chelsea team knows this? In the Premier League, and we have him in-house. We're paying him all this money. Just bring him to for training or something. I don't like the treatment of that, and that's kind of the job similar to Amrin at United. They said if you want this job, you can't bring back all these dudes. You can't bring back Rashford. You can't bring back all these guys. So that's the similar instance where Maresca was like, I can't. Your job is to just coach those players. Don't even think about bringing back those bomb squad guys. Oh, another 6 we want to talk about, the guy at Burnley, Ukuchuk. I'm sorry to say his name wrong. I'll just say Leslie. Look how he's been playing. He's been playing lights out. So, and then I'm like, all right, we pay 150 for Caicedo. This guy over here at Burnley is balling. So, are we really doing this again where we keep selling these players that actually can do something, can make a difference? And so my thing is, what are we doing here? What are we doing here with these owners, man? I hate Maresca too as well, but Mo always keeps me grounded with saying, well, what about the owners? I said, I already feel the same way about the owners. Bring back Boli. He's going to go make an emotional decision this World Cup again if he gets power. Who knows? Who might try to bring back Pulisic? He's so stupid. He probably doesn't even know he played at Chelsea before. So we're dealing with extreme brain rot. I think that, our only hope is Saudi PIF or one of these other oil countries. If they come up, maybe a Somali consortium group can bring us, Somali
daycares. Somali
daycare ABC.
Hey, we're gonna put Learning Center in the top front of our jersey. Come on, man. Let's be honest.
We actually are becoming a Somali daycare, bro. With the bond of you trying to make it.
Oh my god, you saw.
And we can't find them either. Where's Lavia? Where are the kids? Where are the signs?
That's what I'm saying.
This really is a Somali daycare.
But my guys, I gotta drop. I'll still be pretty active, watching you guys.
Too funny. Holy shit!
You guys cook for me. Appreciate you,
Hermes.
Yeah,
I gotta drop as well. Love you guys.
Love.
You guys are frauds, man. Honestly, Tosh.
It's good.
What's good, man?
So your thing with the sunglasses is they're not coming off till we win a game.
Yeah. I mean, I think like I was mourning. I knew it was gonna happen before the sacking, so we were on CB. Shout out CB for getting us on the.
Oh, he has
stream.
jaundice.
Yeah,
he just traveled from Congo.
Yellow eyes.
Yeah, a little bit of jaundice. A little
He
bit of
has
jaundice.
jaundice.
But
Yo, this guy, man, you're gonna have to turn your camera on one day. One
Oh,
day,
you want to see? You want to see how I look like, man?
Yeah, Mo's
because,
gotta show his
because
face one of these
this
days.
guy be saying war crimes with no face, no case, man. This is some bullshit.
Exactly.
Man.
He's
What do
not-
you mean war crimes?
not a
What do you
real
mean?
man.
What war crimes am I
Everything
saying?
you say is a war crime, man. Your name
No,
should be.
You're
you can't
just
talk-
the thing
you can't
is you're a positive
Listen, man, let me
deluded
tell you,
merchant.
Have you seen?
No,
Have you
no,
seen
no,
the Last King of Scotland?
Yes.
I bet if the camera turned on, Idi Amin is gonna pop up. Then that's the war crimes you be committing, dog. Come on.
Yo, but for real, you can't talk with chest and not show your face. I'm sorry to shout out Hermes because am I pronouncing it right?
Hermes.
Hermes. Shout out to you because he's going to
stop calling me Chem, man. Say my name properly.
Chemlaka, but everyone else was calling you Chem.
Yeah, but you know how to say it
I
properly.
know. I feel like it's better, Loki.
Nah, say it
Hermes, he's saying what he got to say with his chest. So Mo, you're gonna have to step up one of these days. I don't care if you put on fucking ski mask. Just do it.
How about you shut the fuck up? How about that?
All right. So now it's personal attacks. All right, whatever.
And the guy next to you, he needs to stop. He needs to wake up. He needs to get out of that la la land that he's in.
Well,
you still think Club World Cup is something?
Look at me. I'm here in real life. You can actually see me.
You still think Club World Cup means something?
You're like a VR. You're a VR character, bro.
Bro, you're United States of Chelsea NFT, nigga. You're not even a real.
You're digital.
Hey, listen.
Nigga, you're AI. You're our AI. You know, we create.
You look like Akon. How about that?
You
look like Akon.
I'm with Mo in real life. And he brought Meezy, his cousin, one day. We were hanging out, and we were just talking, and Mo just looks at me. He's a Chelsea fan, and then he said, "Yeah, he's a podcast," and I'm like, "Oh, really?" And then he's like, we just start talking Chelsea, and Meezy just looks at me and just like, "Oh man, you're good for content." Like he's like, and then I'm not saying this stuff for content either.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I've been saying
you on here. We need you on here.
This guy's sick, man. He has worse takes than what
No.
But
I have a lot. Oh, you guys don't know the start of it.
He doesn't like Tuchel. That's how sick he is.
No,
he Tuchel.
But Mo's my blood cousin. So I was in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, but we didn't have much time to like record content. But next time in Atlanta, we're definitely gonna link up for sure.
Yo, I want to pose a poll to the chat. But how do I word the question? The question is basically, can Enzo Fernandez pass the ball or not? Because
he can. I like Enzo. Me and you might agree on that.
Because niggas have not been agreeing on that. Niggas been telling me he's a shit passer. He can't pass the ball.
I never said that. I never said
he can't control a game.
I say he can't play defense. I say he cannot. I say he has no defensive responsibilities. He cannot.
No, we were talking about passing the ball, and you said he.
No, he's one of the best in Europe in passing.
Bro, okay, he's
okay.
See,
now you're getting.
But I'm talking about defensive responsibilities as an 8. That was my pure focus. His passing is irrelevant to me. I don't give a fuck. He cannot play 8. He cannot track back, and he puts Moises Caicedo on an island. And then we get mad. We get mad when Caicedo gets yellows and reds.
Who would you rather play 8 right now? Right now, that's in our team. Who should play 8?
I'd put Andre Santos.
Yeah.
You know what I would do? Honestly, I'd play 3 midfielders, bro. Have Santos. No. Palmer on the right.
Yeah.
And I want Santos and Caicedo double pivot, and I want Enzo up front.
I like that. I can do that. Like I said,
isn't that basically what we did against Barca? Except we had Reece
James. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's basically what we're doing.
But you're talking about as a 10. What I'm talking about was an 8. Purely just as an 8 double pivot. Moises Caicedo, he is a liability, and I'm standing on that.
Yeah, but. Yeah, okay.
We need to do 4-3-3 from now on. To be honest,
for example, in that Barca game, hold on, let me just pull it up.
Cody Nguyen says when Palmer was injured, Fernandez played well in the 10. I mean, yeah, is that a 10 or is it a second striker? Like he's like he's like right next to Delap if he plays. He's right next to João Pedro when he plays, and then when he's right there, you also have Gusto and Cucurella. You know, like it's a weird thing where it's like we are diluting the passing lane between the midfield and the striker because we have fullbacks tucking in. The wingers are kind of like everybody's in each other's space.
I agree.
And we kind of get mad at the center backs when we ask them to defend half the pitch.
I agree.
And then and listen, Fofana has been lights out because you know every one-on-one he had against the last game, Bournemouth, he got him. Like every one-on-one he snatched it. He snatched every one-on-one. And Mo got mad at Chalobah because he did the header. Well, Garnacho lost his marker at the back post. They always do this. They always lose the marker.
But I get mad at the set piece setup. Why are two center backs connected to each other closely?
It's like a free kick wall.
I do not like that.
They're the
Like
first.
that at all. I don't like that
unless you're Tom Brady or that dude on Brentford who can launch it on a throw in, they have to be there because they're like, no, dudes, you're not launching this 40, like almost 25 yards with accuracy. This is Mahomes, so I understand why he's right there. But then again, Chalobah takes all the zip off that throw in. It's a simple like clear it or like take a touch and smack it. Garnacho is just ball watching. He's just ball watching. So then now
he's ball watching. He's ball watching and he's standing out so wide where he's essentially out of the play half the time.
I blame the entire defense just because Chalobah, if you're not gonna properly clear it, don't touch it. Robert Sanchez, fucking say something. Tell him, command your box, nigga. Tell him, get the fuck out the way. Clear it if you know what I mean. Like he should have some direction there. And yeah, if you're far post, Mr. Garnacho, you're not there just for looks, nigga. Do something. So I can't pin the blame on any one person there. I feel like it was a collective fault. But it's just these lapses in concentration that happen like all at once. Like, you know what I mean? 4 niggas have a brain fart like that, and then boom, 2 goals conceded. And that's just getting old.
You're right with that one. And then another thing that I don't think we brought up is Hato. What a garbage signing he was. I think that was a garbage signing from the get-go. I didn't understand this. And we watched him like in the Nations League. He was getting fried on that side. Anytime he played and now he's kind of out of the Netherlands national team. So was Ajax lobbying the Dutch FA to like, hey, kind of get this guy in here so we can boost our revenue so we can get a sucker. You know, that and it's crazy. All the tactical accounts for Chelsea were hyping up this guy, saying he's the best in this position. He might go down as one of the best in this position all time. And look at him.
They gave him the fake captaincy too.
Fake captaincy. And it wasn't, I don't even know if Henderson was there at the time. I think he already left. But, that's another horrible signing by these directors. Like, that, I don't even know how that one, like, if it was a Man City kid, fair play, they're just doing their same scam. Him, were they like actually listening to the scouts and saying, you'll sign him while we have Achimpong, who can play left back. Like Achimpong has played left back in the under 23s for England or U21 for England. I think he played it against Ireland. But we have all these Cobham guys who are ready. We like the biggest center back prospect right now came out of Cobham, Gahey. Look at Tomori AC Milan. A lot of top clubs are using our defenders, and we don't use them. And we keep relying on these guys for nonsense money. People get mad at Gittins, Garnacho. That at least we're using those fraudsters. At least we're using them. We're not even using Hato, so that's like 45 down the drain. He said, what's your guys' expectation now under the season with the state of the team and the manager? Again, my take was 15. I thought we'd be 15 by now. I thought we would be. And I wish they kept Maresca.
He has 6 takes, bro.
100%. And I have a bet.
We're gonna go around. We're gonna go around. Get your shit off. Get your shit off. We're gonna go around.
I had a bet. We're gonna finish below Man U and Spurs, and that still could happen. Man U right now, if they didn't tie us Wolves, they would be above us. I think we're tied with them. So I think my take is going to be we're going to finish below Man United, even they've been a car crash of a season. We're going to finish below Spurs. I don't know what place. For me, I would say 15th, but this guy, he might steady the ship. But again, we didn't have a preseason. These guys look gassed against Bournemouth. They were tired. They still look tired. They're not fit. So I don't know what this coach is going to do to help them get fit. That's not going to happen. You can't play a season with 2 weeks of preseason for that, Trump Cup that we won. So I say we're going to have a lot of injuries. We're going to finish below United and Spurs. I don't know what place.
Okay. All right. Who wants to go next? Mo? I think Mo should go next.
I'll go last.
Atlanta first.
No, go last.
You want to go last? All right. Let's get.
My bad. I was writing a poll. What's the question?
It's on the screen right now. What's your guys' expectations now for the end of the season with the state of the team and manager?
No, we're fucked. We're fucked.
Give us a Premier League finish, champs finish. You know, give us finishes.
I'll just give you the state of the union. I'll just give you the broad picture. Okay. For the last 3 years, we've been told that we're building a project. We've been told that we have to trust in the manager. We need to trust in the directors and the board, to trust in the recruitment, the money ball shit. The LA Dodgers, they didn't win for the first 5 years. Now look at them. They're the best team, undefeated. They had this whole story that they were fucking selling us. And now, when they finally had a manager who, after three failed managers, finally got one that was on his way to, in my opinion, actually building something. You didn't back him properly. And people say, oh, yeah, they got him Liam Delap. Okay, that's one person. Okay. But the rest of the signings, and Nico, okay, that was him. But everything else was the board. So no backing. And I feel like we're gonna eat shit.
I have a rebuttal on that. You're saying it was the board, but don't you think Maresca was the enabler as well, being a yes man?
What do you mean being a yes man?
Like, I mean, I think a lot of Maresca's role as becoming the head coach or manager of Chelsea was he would to be agreeing that he would be a yes man as the Chelsea manager. I think they brought him in for that.
Yes man to what, for example?
To Clearlake, to Blue Co. Like what they say goes type.
Request, for example.
Like we want to increase the value of these players.
Yeah,
we're gonna bring in
for sure. And he wants the job at the end of the day. Nigga, if you're doing a job interview and the number one question is, nigga, are you gonna make these people value rise? Are you gonna say yes or no? Yes, I want the job. Yes, I'm gonna say yes. But at the end of the day, was he a yes man? Yes, he was. But that doesn't mean you could just fucking trample over me. And also that doesn't mean that as I'm performing, as I'm delivering, I'm supposed to just keep saying yes. There needs to be a give and take.
Yeah.
Right? And that was not happening. And
okay,
I think yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, keep going. What's up?
What do you think, like, in terms of final finish for the Premier League?
Oh, we're fucked.
No, like, just give me a number, like round number.
We're fucked. We're not making top 4. If Willie Caballero takes us out against City, we're finished. Well, we might not even get Europa League. Yeah.
Champs cooked.
Champs maybe. We're, like I said before, we're a cup side, so
Carabao.
You know what I mean?
Carabao.
I don't know.
No Caicedo first leg.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I can't even think that far ahead.
It's dark. It's real dark. It's real dark in here, man. That's why I say we should just all wear sunglasses every episode. We might as well, because it's just gonna get darker every day. All right, Mo, you're next. Let's get it.
This is a beautiful moment. I'm enjoying.
Oh no, Mo's the doomsdayer. He's the number one doomsdayer. But let's get it. We need
beautiful.
We need your prediction for the year.
Unless you have world-class players, you're gonna have moments like this.
No, but we need you to answer the question. We need you to answer the question at hand.
Yeah, I'm getting to the question. Okay. My expectations is I think we're gonna get 5th, right? But I'm hoping we get 8th or 9th, right? I don't want to even give this ownership even Conference League. That's my hope, and I think we're not gonna win anything. No trophies. Come on. we don't have the Trump Cup to win, luckily, against the tired PSG team. But this is good. I love this, man. Keep buying shit players. You're gonna get shit results. Keep appointing shit managers. You're gonna get inconsistency.
Yeah.
And I want this fan base to continue overrating Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer, all overrated players. Cucurella overrated. Lewis Hall.
Mean, I agree with you on Enzo, but I'm not going to agree with you on the other ones.
Who's KDH? More goals than Palmer this year.
Palmer, how many games did he play, bro? He played less than half the games.
No.
Smith Rowe, more goals.
2025.
More goals.
2025, man. This guy's trying to give me that 2025 stat.
So,
fuck that stat. He was injured.
I don't care. I really don't care. Stop overrating these players.
From January
he missed like 11 games in the Prem.
No, I'm talking. But even including last season, second half,
I know, but that
Smith Rowe played 4 less games than Cole Palmer.
Okay, you got that. But this season, we have to give him grace for now.
Listen, just
He only
stop
has so
overrating
much-
these
he
players
only
just
has
because
so
we
much
played
time.
big.
For me,
Just because we
Palmer,
paid big bucks for them.
For me,
Stop
for Palmer,
overrating these players.
if we're gonna rank Palmer amongst the great Chelsea attackers, like is in that position of like the attacking midfielder, winger. There's the Hazards, Matas. You could do Zola as well if you're that. If you're Unk status, you got all these different guys. Like a legendary type, Lampard, Joe Cole, like what they did in big games shows up on tape. For me, what I'm like, you can't become a great Chelsea attacker if you never beat Arsenal at the Emirates and had a big performance at the Emirates, a big performance at Anfield, or real rivals. And at the time when we were playing, when he did the thing as Manchester United, you're playing against Ten Hag, who's like is Maresca squared, and then that team was horrible. They weren't fit, so he played against all these losers and did well. And then when it comes to those big games that make our seasons that we can like kind of reflect back on, I don't really see it. I don't see that from him. So we were too quick to anoint him because the project was so bad. We were so quick to anoint him where the face of the club should be Reece James. Reece James amongst all his peers is a different level. And that to me was the really big issue what I had with Palmer was everybody so quick to anoint him. He stole that celebration from Morgan Rogers, who's now kind of took his chain from him, like, oh, you thought you were the big dog. Now I've arrived. And he's going to probably be the leading contender in that England national team spot. So with me and Palmer, like I agree with Mo a little bit. I don't overrated. I think I love the way he plays. He has this like maverick in him. But with Cole Palmer, to me, I think that in those big games, I demand a little bit more. And I'm okay with you not getting 20 goals if you can beat Liverpool, you can beat Arsenal. But we haven't beaten them in a long time. Last time we beat them was under Lampard, I think, or Tuchel. So I really don't have too much of a like attachment to Cole Palmer. And if I'm him, I would definitely look for a way out because you got all these guys. You wasted 18 months in your young career. And he's not going to be competing on the biggest of stages in the Champions League.
No, we gave him a career. What do you mean we wasted? We gave this bum a career.
I mean, when that team under Poch and they needed somebody to kind of like be the number one in that attack, he took it. And
he was a nobody at City.
Yeah, I mean that's City though. So when
trouble we made him who he is. He's an overrated player. Stop overrating.
He wasn't going to play in City.
I think he took the reins of his own career in that season and told Madueke and them, Jackson, like this is my time, and he did. And I respect
gave him fucking eight penalties.
Yeah, so like and bring him back. Maybe he can hit that 20 GA.
Right,
but
he can scam another 20 GA.
Yeah, but to me and him in big games, I haven't seen it against the real rivals. I think he had that coming out party against Manchester United. I think the hat trick, and he kind of and then he facing Onana again. So. There's a lot of and then in the Club World Cup, PSG played a really tough season. They were in the Champions League playing tough teams. We were playing farmers in the Conference League, so we were a little bit more fresher than them, and they weren't taking it seriously. In all honesty, so that was a great game. That was a great game. That was a great mindset for me. I like that, but I'm like I rather would have won an FA Cup against Liverpool than like that Trump Cup with Man City with PSG. And are we going to sit here and say Vitinha is better than Palmer? Are we going to sit here and say Dembele, Doué, all these guys are better than Palmer? I mean, Palmer's better than them, excuse me. I wouldn't say that because those guys showed up on the biggest of stages. He kind of hasn't.
He needs to outdo Mount. Let him do Mount. outdo Mount.
Mount has shown up. Mount has shown up in the Champions League final.
He had 30 GA in one season as well. Mount did.
So came through the academy. Mount again. I was, back then I was like, if we could sign somebody better, so be it. But we haven't. So like now I'm eating my words with that.
I was on the same boat.
And the chat saying low key is a bottom right. I hate Chelsea fan.
That's Mo. They're talking about Mo. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He does. He's a Chelsea doomsdayer. That's what
I think he's an Arsenal fan for real. I think
if I was an Arsenal fan, I would already been suicidal.
I mean,
we're turning into Arsenal fans. Like the guy the guy above me, he's a blue Arsenal fan, basically.
This guy's an undercover Arsenal fan.
He's happy that he won the Trump.
He's here just to stir the pot, and he's trying to make us fight from within. But
I troll them all the time. Like I bought an Arsenal shirt, kept wearing it when they're in their title run. I said, "Yeah, you guys, we're gonna win." I'm just laughing at them. I love doing that. Look, I'll go buy some Arsenal gear just to support them, so they think that we're getting new fans. Let's keep this going. Let's keep our Arteta train going.
Yeah, and, you know what you do? We should should all wear City jerseys this weekend. Fuck it. Dead ass.
Ooh. I mean,
I'm-
Turkey's my favorite player right now. Like,
Yeah,
he
let's
is.
all rock. Let's all get matching Turkey jerseys, man.
Listen, the reality is, right? Whatever this Korean guy, Cody. Listen, we spent $1.8 billion. I'm always crashing. Yeah, I'm not.
You can catch them on crashings too. Yo, drop y'all socials in the little private chat so I can add it to the things. Mo too, if you're gonna add your socials to the private chat, and I'll drop it in the chat for everybody.
Spend 1.8 billion. You think I wouldn't be happy?
He's Korean. What did you call him?
He called him Korean. No, Nguyen is Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Same.
That's
Vietnam.
Korean. That's Korean, man. You guys don't. Man, I'm with the Koreans out here, man. I used to live in K-Town, man. LA. Now out in Virginia. Come on, now. I know the Koreans very well.
Where you live in Virginia? I used to live in DC.
Oh yeah, like I live right. I was born in Arlington, and then I live right near the. He said he's not Korean. Damn, we're wrong then.
When is not Korean, bro? It's
Vietnamese.
That's
100%.
It's Vietnamese. Fuck.
Vietnamese.
My apologies. I plan to go to Vietnam.
I got you, Cody. I got you, my boy. Come on.
I plan to go to Vietnam 2026. Inshallah, I'll hit you up, Cody.
It's probably in America, man.
Say what?
They don't want Muslims in Vietnam.
Yo, what's your
where you at?
Hermes, can you drop your socials in the private chat so I can add it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'll make a football Twitter just for you guys.
No, you don't have one yet. All right, straight. It's all good.
I'll make one.
Bro,
I've snatched Mo's phone when he's on the crashings, and I've done some legendary rants.
Oh,
so
yeah.
And I know why he doesn't show his face, because the way he be talking in those crashing chats. Oh my god, that I know why.
No, he can't show his face. Interpol's gonna come and get him.
No, I have real life situations. I don't need to show my face.
Yeah, Interpol, you're gonna be on a watch list, my nigga.
I'm already am. I send threats to Iqbali every day, and Paul and Stanley.
Y'all gonna link up in Colombia soon, right? They're gonna United Colombia of Chelsea of Colombia.
We need to do Atlanta link up soon, because I was there, but I didn't know you were a Chelsea fan at the time, so I didn't meet you. So
yeah, no, I linked up with his cousin that one day, and we were just chopping it up. I'm like, oh, his cousin like has a brain. He's not like some of these other Chelsea fans.
Yeah. Meezy's a real Chelsea through and through.
And then there's a lot of these people here that like go to those meetups. They're just lost. Like I'm not even gonna yak with you. Like,
he's calling you out, bro. He
said turn on camera. Mo doesn't want to turn on camera. He's
send me. You know what you need to do? Send a super chat, $100.
Dude, I'm gonna send you. Oh no! Don't even send it. You don't have to send a super chat.
Send a super chat for this nigga.
Yeah, you're fucked for that, honestly. And just put on a ski mask. I don't care, man. Show face.
Akon, I'm not Akon. I don't have to listen to you. I'm older. I'm your elder. Akon, I'm your older cousin.
I'm older than you, nigga. How you gonna tell me you're older?
I'm your older cousin, Akon. Relax.
This guy, man. This guy, he's lost. He's lost in the sauce.
No, who's older? Mo, you're older?
Of course I'm older than you.
Oh, I'm old. He's born 90. I know what year you're born, nigga. I'm not gonna say it out loud.
What year was I born?
93.
No, 92.
Okay,
you're my little cousin.
1 month. 1 month. I'm born 92. I'm born 92 too, nigga. What the fuck?
Same month.
All right then. You're like a few weeks older than me, man.
Exactly. Respect your elder. Respect your older cousin.
Cool. All right. Thank you guys for joining, man. Hey, Hermes. I keep fucking up your name.
Hermes.
Appreciate you, man. We're gonna have you on more often. We're gonna add you to the group chats for sure. If you can join, please do join us. CFC Mo, CFC Lakers. You know he's a piece of shit, but he's gonna be there when we need.
Liam, support Liam. Be patient. Focus.
Yeah. He said KDH over Palmer.
Liam.
Delap?
No, the real Liam.
Oh, Rosiner.
Focus, guys. Focus.
All right, we got.
He's Liam in. You're Liam in.
Yeah, bro.
Of course I am. What the hell? I need us to lose more.
You are tapped, bro. What is wrong with you? You like?
Hey, listen. I wasn't Maresca out at first. I gave him time. I gave him I was defending him. Didn't know what I saw. I'll do the same with this guy. I'm like, I'm gonna back you. We're gonna see. I adapt. If he's doing well, I see the stuff I like, I'll back him.
Ooh. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Peace, love. Thank you.
Liam in
Happy New Year.
2026.
Happy New Year's. Happy
Happy New Year's,
2026.
guys.
We will crash. Up the
Thanks for
Chelsea.
pulling up.
Focus.
Up the Chelsea.